This is Dennis G, and you're listening.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
How are we looking, Caleb? All right, sweet. Normally we can see like what OBS is doing and what we look like. We have a whole new setup, so this is all
Right.
different.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
pretty cool though.
everything's different, but it's a lot better.
A lot better. The only thing is we can't see
Oh yeah, looks good.
how we look, so that's Caleb's job. Sweet.
You look good.
Official producer setup over there.
I'm rocking my Second Amendment today.
We all should be rocking our Second Amendment today.
The right to bear arms.
Bear arms. Didn't you? Somebody said you look like a gorilla.
Yeah, at
A
the
bear would have been better.
at the gym.
That would have made that joke better.
Like, bro, you're built like a gorilla. Dude, that's a sweet ass compliment. I'll take it.
I'm built like a lead pipe. Fucking skinny as shit. I need to be getting in the gym, but I'm.
Yeah, you should go with me, man.
I'm fucking lazy.
It's fun. I love it.
Yeah, when I get, I used to go to the gym. When I get into it, I start
go
to
full
like
send.
it. But it's
Yeah.
the convincing myself to make the time to do it.
He actually found a cable.
He's like ripping on it or something. He's chewing on Caleb's bag.
Yeah.
Puppy dog. We have a decent amount of stuff today. I didn't really organize it really all that much.
That's all right. We can
Because
just
it's pretty
send it.
much all random stuff. Some of it's from before the eclipse and everything, which we went to. That was amazing.
Yeah, it was sweet.
If anybody didn't get to see it in its entirety, I recommend going to the next one. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Life changing
from here,
experience.
which was only 96%, but I couldn't imagine what it was like being at 100%.
Dude, yeah, the being in totality was insane, dude. Like the way the colors change, and like the birds like start trying to go home, and they get it like the dogs got all confused and shit because it just like randomly gets dark.
Oh yeah. Dang. Did you take him with you?
No,
No.
he stayed with the in-laws.
Oh yeah.
We had that whole trip planned.
That was a while
before we
ago.
got him, so yeah. Yeah, it was pretty amazing. I couldn't even begin to describe what it's like. Like seeing a giant black ball in the sky with a ring around it. He's
Right.
chewing on the bag. You could put that outside in the hall if you want. He's got toys he can chew on. He doesn't need to chew on a bag. What's the squeaking noise?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that was a bird, maybe outside.
Oh, it might have been, yeah. You can open up that
Could've
chair
been.
for him too. He likes to get in it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Anyways, yeah, seeing a black ball in the sky, dude,
Right. That would be sweet.
it's insane.
Hey,
I've got some pictures. I can send them over the Discord if we want to show them.
Oh yeah, we can show him.
I'll have
That'd be
Caleb
pretty
pull
sweet.
them up. Let me do that, dude. It's crazy. Here, I'll show you.
Yeah, I seen the one that you sent me. That was pretty cool.
Let me put this up into Discord.
There's some pretty cool pictures.
They're not bad. I didn't get the best ones.
I mean, I can imagine it's hard to take with your phone.
It is kind of difficult because like you have to be as maximum zoomed on as you can, which on an
Right.
iPhone, I think this is a 13 or a 14, is 15 times, I think.
Oh, okay.
You had to like zoom in and hold it steady because I didn't bring anything for it. You got to
Yeah.
hold it steady. You're zoomed all the way in. You're using your thumbs, and then you gotta you gotta like tap
Take
on
down
the
the
center of the
brightness.
screen to do the for it to focus.
Oh yeah.
And then you start like scrubbing the brightness until you get it right,
Right.
and then you got to quick
Hey,
take a
don't
picture
do
because it
that.
changes really quickly.
Don't.
It's kind of annoying, but
Right.
it's challenging.
Yeah.
I got a couple decent ones. I'll
Hey.
send them over to the
Hey.
Discord.
Hey.
Dog.
Yeah.
Did
That's
you?
pretty cool. Yeah. I just went outside and I was trying to look at it and then I realized how bright it was.
It's bright, especially like
I'm
the
like,
closest it like it starts to look like a crescent. Well, really quickly, of course, because it's got the moon in front of it. So it looks like a crescent for the entire time.
Yeah.
And then as it like gets smaller and smaller and smaller, the 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 amount of light that is showing is intensely bright.
Right.
That's why they tell you like
It's kind of like a
you
laser
can't
pointer.
look at it. It is like a laser beam, dude. And that's when they call it the diamond ring, because you see like a circle around it, and then there's like this really bright spot,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
that goes away, and then it becomes there's a ring of light, and then a black dot. It's
It's
the
crazy.
craziest shit I've ever seen.
Dude, there were some people saying that like so online there were some people saying during the eclipse when it's at its peak that it's okay to look at it.
Yeah, you could look at it with your bare eyes.
Can you really?
Yeah. Once that diamond goes, there's a part of the diamond that you can like look with your bare eyes, and it was kind of hard to time it because you're wearing the glasses, and
Interesting.
you see the crescent,
me.
and the crescent gets smaller and smaller, and then there's a point where you can't see it anymore, kind of like, when you put those eclipse glasses on, and it's
Yeah.
like you can't see in front of you, but when you look at the sun, you just see the sun.
Right.
That goes away. You can't see it anymore. Then you can take the glasses off.
Oh, interesting.
And then at that point, if you time it just right, you see this bright circle, like
with a black hole in the middle.
with a black hole to the side, so it looks like a diamond ring.
Oh, okay.
And then that bright light goes away because it's not bright enough to show through the glasses,
Right.
which means that it's safe enough to look at. If you have them on too long, you'd miss it. But anyways,
Bro.
yeah, quit it, Dougie. So there's like the diamond ring, and then that goes away, and it just becomes a Caleb can pull it up. It's in you've probably seen the pictures.
It's in Discord.
You've probably seen them online at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like that. That's what I took with my iPhone. And then I'll send you another one here.
Did you put that one on camera? Oh. Yeah, it's pretty cool though.
Ryan, quit. Hey, there's another one. It's dumb that it's like, that's an iPhone picture, so it's kind of tall. Is that on? Oh, it is.
Ow.
And then there's the other one. Yeah, this one. So this is at full, not full zoom, but like zoomed out. This is like zoomed out. This is how dark it got.
Dude.
You gotta go. Come on.
He's eating my shoe.
How are we looking there? Because now that got all fucked up.
It didn't move the monitor. That's kind of the good thing with this
Oh,
setup.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. I noticed that. I was like, oh no, the monitor.
Okay, stop.
But
Shit.
He's gonna bite your feet now.
Okay, fine. Leave it alone.
Ow.
No.
So this is that diamond.
No, this is ow, fucker.
Hey.
Anyways,
Carpet shark.
this is what it. Oh, I zoomed in. This is what it looked like when during totality.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was kind of dim.
So there's like it was dark up here, like above your head, and then around you was a 360-degree sunset. Basically, this is what it
That's
looked
really
like.
cool. Lay down, boy.
Okay, fine.
No.
And then there's the black dot in the sky with a fucking. Where'd it go? Zoomed in. Now I can't find it. There. That dog.
Oh, carpet shark.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, dude.
Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah, I seen it a little bit, but it was up here.
There's way
So-
better pictures and stuff online. I'm sure most people have seen him by now. It was almost a week ago, so it was cool.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, I recommend going to the next one and see
In
it. And
27 years?
Yeah,
I'll
something
do
like that. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not like that.
I don't care. I'm going.
Yeah. I'll be in my like 50s, 60s,
Yeah.
somewhere around there.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
It's a long time for
You
me.
said in 2099? I don't know if I can make it that long.
Yeah, it's a long time. All right, yeah, getting into it without getting fucking bit.
Oh no, bro.
All right. No. What does he have on him?
I don't know. I see that.
This is really annoying.
Yeah, chew on that.
Chew on that.
Squeak, squeak, squeak. But yeah, so
He's teething like really bad right now.
yeah,
He just wants to bite every fucking thing possible.
you know, good invention. We should make like a little robot that plays tug of war with the puppy.
Right, when you're busy.
Yeah,
I mean, I like playing tug with him, but it's like I'm busy right now.
but when you're doing something and you just can bite it and it'll like pull back.
Yeah, well, so what are we starting with here?
Oh,
So this is what we were talking about earlier.
they put a lid on his press conference and
Oh, this is
or press
okay, yeah.
talking to the press.
I gotta orient myself here. This is after Iran bombed Israel last night.
Yep, with the drones.
Where's my mouse? Yeah. So we have.
Ow, you little fucker.
Speaking of which, this is the. Man, he's driving me nuts. This is the result of the bombing. Essentially, they shot a bunch of missiles and ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and drones. Orion,
Bro.
Caleb, if you go upstairs, there's a red tether that's like by the little gate thing. Could you grab that?
Ow.
We're gonna tether him up. He just needs to chill out. Usually that works.
Those little baby teeth are sharp.
They are. Well, he's been losing them and
Yeah.
growing in his adult ones. I know. He has energy right now too.
Yeah.
Oh,
But so
I don't think we gave him lunch. Yeah, so they shot a bunch of missiles and drones, and essentially all of them were shot down.
yeah. Looks like 7 missiles made it.
Yeah, 7 missiles, and I don't think there were any deaths.
Really?
What's that? Oh, the big guns. Yeah, find something to hook him up to. Something that he can't just like drag away. Probably the racing rig. Driving me nuts. I haven't heard whether or not there were any deaths. I don't think there were.
Hmm.
But I did hear that the cost of the defense was like over $1 billion.
Holy crap. For the
that's
Iron
our
Dome?
money. Yeah. I think that, and then there's other systems that they use.
Yeah.
I saw a video. I don't know if I'll be able to find them. But I saw videos of like the missiles being shot down from like the upper atmosphere,
Oh,
and
really?
they're like these. They look like fireworks. Like it's kind of crazy looking. We'll have to see if we can find it.
I think I seen a video like that.
You might have.
Where it's being shot.
They were kind of being passed around this morning. I saw. But yeah, they were being detonated in the upper atmosphere. I don't know if that's like laser technology or or
Right.
what that is that does that.
Caleb,
He's starting to chill out. Look at he's already starting to chill out.
Yeah. Caleb's like,
He's like, oh no, I don't want to be hooked up. Well, too bad. Shouldn't have been fucking around.
This is you reached the fuck around find out chart, buddy.
That's right. This is actually pretty effective. I don't know if anybody's really tried it. Tethering, it works.
He's
He
calm
just like
now.
he calms down. He'll chill, and then after a few minutes, you let him go, and he'll just like find something to do instead of chewing and biting.
So this whole thing, they put a lid on Biden's ability to talk to the press because of this.
Yeah, so they threw him in the basement like they did during his last election cycle.
I mean, it makes sense. They don't want. We're getting closer to the election. They don't want this dude talking
Yeah,
to the
exactly.
press.
That's
That's exactly what it is.
exactly.
Because every time he talks to the press, he says some type of bullshit remark that
He
people
says
are like,
something weird that they have to cover up, or not surprising. But
says the
here you
quiet
go.
part out loud all the time.
He usually does. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not supposed to read that.
Whoops. Yeah. Or call on people he's not supposed to.
Right.
Yeah. So the Iranian bombing was pretty much nothing. Not surprising.
Yeah, 7 missiles.
And
there was no
it's
deaths
well
or
over a
anything.
week after. It's a retaliation strike
Mhm.
from something that happened well over a week ago, and they were threatening and threatening and threatening, and then they finally did it.
Right. I think all of this though is in my opinion, it's connected to that red heifer sacrifice. Because
I think you're probably right.
when Israel announced that they were going to do the red heifer sacrifice, is when that they the people from the terrorists from Gaza
Hamas
came in. Yeah,
in
Hamas came
October.
into. Yep, they came into that concert venue or the concert stuff. That's when all that happened. It was
There
right
was somebody.
after they announced that.
Wasn't there somebody that admitted to that?
Yeah, that was
Like
somewhere.
yeah, I don't remember.
But it was because of the the bringing in the heifers
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So, because if they do the red heifer sacrifice, it's because they're trying to build the third temple. In
Right.
order to build the third temple, they have to tear down the Dome of the Rock, which is over the Temple Mount,
which is sacred to.
which is sacred to the
Yep.
Muslims. And if they tore down the temple, the Dome of the Rock, it's all out war in
Right.
Muslims' mind.
I saw. I think it was yesterday. Let me scoot a little closer.
I also
Um,
thought, sorry to
Oh, you're
cut you
fine.
off, but I also thought it was like a regime more than Iraq themselves launching the missiles. That's what I heard.
It was Iran. It was
Iran,
the
yeah.
Iranian.
Oh, I mean Iran, not Iraq.
Yeah.
Um,
The IRGC. I don't remember
Yeah.
exactly
yeah.
what
Is that just what their military is called, or was
Yeah.
that like an organization?
No,
Oh,
that's
that's
the
just
Ira-
what their
yeah,
military's
that's the
called?
Iranian military.
Okay, I heard that. I didn't know if that was like an organization more than their military.
That's what Houthis are.
okay.
That's the Yemeni.
That's the Yemeni
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah, but they're not affiliated with like Yemen per se. It's
No,
kind of
they're-
like the Taliban in Afghanistan, which is now the actually government of Afghanistan.
Yeah, that's
but-
what I was wondering. Like, is it like a terrorist organization more so, or is it like actually their?
I don't know if
armed
really the
forces.
Houthis are like terrorists, like Hamas is. I'm not really exactly sure, but I know they're like a militant group
They're still funded
Yeah.
by Iran. The Houthis are.
Yeah, they still are funded by.
by Iran, yeah, but
Yeah.
not by Yemen.
Not by Yemen, no.
Yeah, so that's all that I was wondering.
Okay.
Like, is it,
No, I think the IRGC is the army of Iran.
all right.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if they said they.
It's a ballsy move by Iran though to try and attack Israel.
Well, they did it in retaliation, so I kind of see where they're coming from on that.
Yeah, but did Israel attack Iran?
No, but
They
were
bombed
gonna-
they
oh,
bombed a Hamas. I think we talked about it on a podcast a few weeks ago, but they bombed
Something in the Gaza.
it was no, it was in I don't even remember what country it was. Lebanon, I think.
Okay.
But it was a Hamas leader. They bombed him, and it was like in or next to a next to a Iranian embassy.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And then they were like, "Nah, I don't like that."
Yeah, they were like, "That's our territory." They said essentially they said it was like bombing them on their soil.
I mean, that's kind of what it is.
It-
Like when
right.
you
We would
bomb
do the same
somebody-
thing, honestly.
Yeah, didn't we evacuate a bunch of our embassies around that area because of this whole thing?
Yeah,
That's what
I
I
think.
heard.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of them are evacuated, but I think they are. We're telling people. A lot of countries actually are saying, "Don't go anywhere near there."
Yeah, and I know this was already like pretty like normal behavior for a U.S. embassy, but I'm hearing like a bunch of people that are in the embassies to be like, "Yeah, stay in your embassy. You're not allowed to leave."
Yeah,
at
just
this
don't
point."
go anywhere.
But
I mean,
I
I
know that
wouldn't
was
wanna
already
go anywhere.
pretty common procedure for U.S. embassies. They basically don't get to leave.
Right.
I was actually listening to this one podcast. This dude's Turkish, and he was like, you would go to like all since there's a lot of embassies in
Like Istanbul and
Yeah.
Turkey.
yeah.
You would like walk down the street, and they're all kind of like in a line. And once you would get to the United States one, it was just a solid cement wall with barbed wire wrapped all around it. And then if you
Uh-huh.
went by everybody's, it was just like a nice, like beautiful garden and all that stuff. And
Oh damn.
he's like, in the United States would bring. He's not like he loves the United States, but he's like, when you would see the United States in the embassy, it was like a great aura. Like,
Yeah,
they're bringing
I believe
in.
it.
It was
That's
pretty
funny.
funny.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of countries hate the United States, but it's
Leave it.
a lot of. I mean, the biggest terrorist organization in the world is coming from the United States, or the CIA.
Right.
I mean,
He's got to attend to the dog. He might. Yeah. He's kind of acting like he's ready. You gotta gauge him. Sometimes he's being. Yeah, it seems like he's pretty chill now. Speaking of CIA,
yeah.
here's something from Edward Snowden. If anybody hasn't seen it, the other day, House voted on the Fourth Amendment.
It was the
Deal.
FISA
stuff.
section 702,
Yep,
the National
and
Defense
it was a
Authorization.
tied vote in the House.
Fucking crazy.
Essentially, they just want to be able to spy on whoever they want.
It's crazy because they're using the NDAA to get rid of the Fourth Amendment, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in order to change the Constitution, you need 3/5 vote to change any amendments in the Constitution or add new amendments. But doing it this way, I feel like they're surpassing that
Yeah, it seems that way.
because they're just gonna be like, "Oh no, it's just for FISA."
Yeah, and then later they can
That's
say,
why.
"Oh well, let's get rid of the Second Amendment. And
Right.
let's get rid of the First Amendment."
Right. And in my opinion, this seriously has everything to do with the election.
What's he got now?
My goggles.
There's toys in here for you.
One comment that I have is maybe I'm just not as up to date, but I did not hear a single thing about this. I feel
Yeah.
like it's a
Oh, it's not
pretty-
being talked about very
They did
much.
it in the shadows.
I feel like it's a really big deal.
Mhm.
Like,
is a big deal.
anything with the amendments before, it used to be like everybody was talking about it, but like I don't know. I literally did not see a single thing on this.
Yeah, this is pretty little talked about. This is the vote count right here.
Well, it's just like when they passed the Affordable Care Act, right? They did it behind closed doors in the
Mhm.
middle of the night. It's kind of the same thing where they just do it in the shadows.
Yep.
And then everyone's like, "Oh wait, what happened?"
What else was happening while this was going on?
Eclipse?
No, this was
When was this?
yesterday.
Oh, it was yesterday. Oh,
No, what's today? This was 2 days,
2 days ago. So on Friday, what was happening
Yeah,
on Friday?
Everybody was hyping up the Iran stuff.
Oh, okay.
They were like, "Oh, Iran could attack at any moment," and
Makes sense.
military members were like U.S. military were saying, like, oh, we should get. Oh, they were sending. They sent some destroyers over for defense. Um, there was all kinds of shit going on. The UK were like, yeah, we're not getting involved. There was all kinds of shit going
See,
on.
now here's the thing. Was that was being said before Iran actually attacked?
Well, they were getting it all like hyped up on
Because when you think about the mullahs are only in charge of Iran because back in the 70s the CIA put them in charge because they did a coup and took out the power structure in Iran, and the CIA was the ones that put the mullahs in charge. The United States put the mullahs in charge,
Okay.
like
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
Ayatollah Khomeini.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were the ones that put him in power.
It-
The
not
same thing with
surprising.
Saddam Hussein.
Yeah.
So those people are. Iran is what people don't realize. Iran is controlled by secret agencies within the United States.
I'd wager to say that a good portion of the world is that way.
A good portion of the world is that way. You're correct. Because it's a place like North Korea.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone thinks North Korea is controlled by Kim Jong Un, and then they're a subsidiary of China. It's not true. There's a city that is in North Korea that was built in, I think it was in one day, an entire city, and they have a bunch of the buildings there have the symbol for our space agencies. That's got that like triangle with the circle.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But there's a whole city that's in North Korea that was built in one day, and there's a bunch of buildings, and they're all like they have like that space agency for the United States symbol, which it's really
Oh,
weird.
really?
Yeah,
I've
it's the
never heard
only
that.
it's the only city in North Korea that has electricity.
Oh, interesting.
There's a large portion of these countries that people think that we have a problem with is controlled by intelligence agencies.
Yes. Without a doubt.
And they're using them as puppets to control the population with fear. That's crazy.
It is crazy. It's ridiculous. Back to the
Yeah,
this
sorry, I guess I
amendment.
tracked really easily.
Yeah, that's fine. That's all right. Back to the amendment thing. This whole thing is like disguised as like, oh, we have this homeland security issue with you know wars going on and the southern border and all this other stuff, and which I get it, but
That's not what it's going to be used for.
no, it's never used that way. This is it. I seriously think that a lot of this stuff is allowed to happen so that they can. This is as an excuse for things like this.
Right. It's 100% just an excuse. And I fully think that has the majority of this has to do with the election
Yes,
and political
Yeah.
dissidents.
exactly. Exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
they prevent a potentially imminent strike by terrorists in homeland.
Huh. Yeah, it's bye-bye Constitution.
Yeah.
Supposed to live in a constitutional well, we haven't been in a
So,
constitution
what-
in a while.
Caleb, could you look up what the current state of this thing is? I don't know what this is. Yeah, section 702. No, he doesn't want to be in here now.
You want me to let him out?
No.
Okay.
He'll just have to deal with it. He'll find a spot to hang out in.
Right.
So I mean, it seems like it's been brought up before.
Oh, in 2018.
Yeah. I do want to read this one.
Okay. This is 2 days ago. Makes sense.
What's this?
Just to make
Oh,
sure
shit,
that it
that was
really
a-
does
Already
say
had it.
what we think it's saying.
Oh, this is for the
Yeah.
Section 702
Mhm.
FISA. So it did pass. Oh no, that was the September 11th, 2001.
Hi.
I
So
mean,
does this
isn't
coincide
really
with the
saying
Patriot
what
Act
it.
too?
This isn't really saying what it's.
It's kind of just describing the original.
Okay.
Well, because I don't want to like see the stuff from the tweet, and then it's also other things that
Yeah.
are
Right.
with it.
Well, that was just what Edward Snowden had to say, and then there's a screenshot of the document.
Well, because this one's saying.
That's what was originally passed, though. It
Yeah.
says in September 11th, 2001.
But this doesn't seem like
Orion quit.
that it's to just like anyone. It does seem, but like, who's to say?
He,
Boy's
know,
got
he
ups.
knows the doorknob is how the door opens.
That's funny.
That's why he's jumping up there.
Yeah.
The information is used to track enemy
He
spies.
could probably get out of here if
Yeah.
there was a handle kind. No, you're staying.
It says that it's used for enemy spies, rogue hackers, and extreme militants, but I'm not seeing like anything specifically in here yet that they can just survey whoever they want.
There he goes.
But
See, that's one of those things where that's what it's originally for, which
Yeah.
I don't agree with
Right.
even then. But they originally had to have a warrant. So
Yeah, the issue here is that they can do it without a warrant.
where did this screenshot right here? See, it says
This must be the actual bill itself.
Scroll back up. It says requiring a warrant would impose dangerous limits to the ability to review critical intelligence on key threats, including terrorists, threats to the homeland.
Yep.
So, what they're saying,
Fentanyl supply chains bringing deadly drugs into the So
what I'm reading right now, sorry to cut you guys
oh,
off.
you're fine.
You're good.
But Section 02 seems like they can investigate every single person without a warrant in the world besides one country, and that's the United States. It seems like they're not allowed to do it just randomly to the United States citizens, but they can do it to whoever else they want. So if it's somebody from, it says like who can't the IC target under Section 702, and it says all U.S. citizens regardless of location. Any person located inside of the U.S. Yeah, and it can't be like people like coming in here.
Yeah.
That
the
have
way-
like been here for a while, like that are legal U.S. citizens.
Right, and
So-
the way they've surpassed or they went around that in the past is, let's say you were talking to somebody from a foreign country, correct?
Yeah.
And then they would say, well, this person's talking to somebody in another country, so we're going to surveil this phone call.
Yep.
But we have to mask this person's name because he's an American citizen.
Mm-hmm.
But they can use a FISA warrant to unmask your name.
Yep.
That's what the warrant was for. But they could still surveil you without a warrant.
Yeah. So the stuff I'm seeing, I think, is like describing what the original thing is. So what I'm curious on is what is the new thing? Because I see it right here, what the new thing is, but
Right.
it seems like they're really specifying on requiring a warrant.
Now, where I stand is, first off, the United States government doesn't need a FISA, this whole situation, to spy on people from another country. We were doing it before.
Mm-hmm.
So the only purpose of the FISA is to spy on American citizens that are
Yeah,
having conversations
exactly.
with people in other.
That
in
and that
another
was
country.
why Trump said the other day. Somebody asked him what he would do with FISA, and he says, "I'm not a big fan of it."
No, it needs to go away. It shouldn't exist. That's the point of the. They will try and portray it as the point of FISA is to spy on or to surveil people from another country trying to do harm on the homeland. Right? That's the way that they portray it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
it's not. It's you could do that without FISA. You don't. Our country has always surveilled other countries.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I was saying is that's why I'm curious on this. Like, if they're re-going over the stuff that I just read on that was already decided
The
after
reason
9/11, why are they still?
the
writing
reason that
stuff
was
on
put
it?
in play, the reason that was put into place was because of the Patriot Act.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
which this
they
thing
can
this thing
surveil you.
was and this thing was brought in
Yep.
2001.
They can surveil you and then throw you in prison without any for no reason.
Yeah,
They showed it with freaking
and
January 6th.
that's what leads into this one here. This guy, he's had FBI agents at his house for over his social media posts, and that's exactly what that Fourth Amendment stuff is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's meant to prevent that from happening because they've been watching. It's just wrong what they're doing here, invading people's privacy, and then like
For what? For
for
freedom
what?
of speech,
Just
man.
for saying
it.
what they want to say, whatever. Oh, hey, we just want to talk to you about your social media posts. Well, he's gonna do a little bit of. Damn. Oh. What happened?
I don't
Uh-oh.
know. Uh-oh.
That
Do you need to
doesn't
go
sound
check?
good. What was that? I'll go check. Oh, that doesn't sound good.
That way.
What's this guy's name?
You can go ahead and play that.
Yeah, go ahead and put it on
Between me and the FBI. And if you've been following me, I've been posting updates because the FBI came to my house to talk to me about my social media. And this comment right here, why they pressing this dude, right, is a very good question. And I understand that some people might be watching going like, what the fuck is this guy even like talking about? What did he do? What did he say? Why were they there? And here's the fucked up part. I don't fucking know. That's the fucking weird thing.
Wow.
So I'm not stupid enough to talk to these FBI agents about anything substantive without a lawyer. So I told my lawyer to call them. My lawyer did call them twice, and they did not answer or call my lawyer back. Then
Oh, that's
this phone
interesting.
call that I just recorded and posted is the FBI agent calling me a few days ago saying, hey, we haven't heard from you or your lawyer. What's up? And I'm like, nah, no, you're fucking lying. But this time he called me from the FBI field office. So when you call the FBI field office, it actually gives you like a direct line and a message system. So a little update just to clarify in case you guys weren't understanding my post. My lawyer just reached out, left another message, and what we're trying to do is find out why the fucking FBI came to my house, told me over the phone it was about my social media, and they wanted to meet me in person to talk to me about it. And once they finally get back and tell me what the fuck it's about, I'm gonna relay it to you. But I can probably guess it's some dumb bullshit that they were probably just using to do a knock and talk so they could trip me up in a conversation and potentially get me in a different crime that didn't even exist until they showed up. That's what they're doing to people. And that's just my opinion, right? So, to answer your question, I don't fucking know. But my best guess is, I don't give a fuck, and I say whatever the fuck I want on the internet. You can comb through my entire social media and try to find the most extreme thing I've ever said, and you'll be like, that's not that bad. So, stay tuned. When they call back, I'll let you guys know. And if they don't, FOIA.
I haven't seen that. Give me the TLDR.
Oh, you haven't seen it? So he was
No.
talking about how basically the FBI they come to his house and tried to do basically just a knock and talk.
Yeah,
And he didn't talk to him, so he talked to his lawyer, and the lawyer tried contacting him a couple times,
Yeah.
and the FBI never called the lawyer back or him, and then they finally
Okay.
called him back from the field office, and they were trying to get him to come in and talk to him and shit like that.
Oh, they
So-
did. Okay, so I've seen. There's a few. It's been going on for a while. This was when they originally went to his house, and I feel like we watched this on stream. We may not have. This is when they originally showed up at his place. That's his doormat, and they make a joke about it. My assumption here is I don't know if he really just got that as like, oh haha, that's hilarious, I need it, which he could have, of course, but I get a slight hint that he knew that they were going to show up at some point,
Yeah.
and he put that there as a stab at them.
Go back to the beginning of that for a minute.
Oh, okay.
I'm outside.
Okay.
What did he knock down?
Her computer.
Oh,
I think it's fine though. Hopefully it's her
Well, I
work.
heard, like,
It's her work computer.
I heard like a lot of shattering. So
Oh, that was like like little plastic cup
Oh.
things.
oh yeah.
Because she does a diamond painting on that little table there.
You're
Oh, are
making me
there
scared
diamonds
that-
everywhere?
I don't know.
You're making me
Oh,
scared
no.
that it was like the keys like coming off the keyboard and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, that would suck.
Go back to
Yeah.
the beginning of this really quick.
I mean, I could be wrong. It could have just been, oh, he saw it on Amazon. Was like, oh, that's hilarious. I'm buying it.
I just kind of want to see faces here.
Okay.
that's what I.
That's funny. He says it's pretty funny.
Hello? Hi, I'm looking for Zach Montpellier. Hello? Yeah, speaking. Hi, my name is Tristan.
He must be using like the remote talking.
You there? I'm sorry, who are you? My name is Tristan Highland. I'm a special agent of the FBI. Are you home? We'd like to speak to you for a second. No, I'm not home. What is this in regards to? This is. If you'd like, I can meet you, or I can meet you.
Mm-mm.
So that's the full recording
I can
that I
meet
have.
you.
Now,
No.
right after that
No, it's
video
okay.
cut
No,
off,
you guys need
I
to
gave
leave.
him my number to call me because it was very choppy. As you can see, I was repeating stuff. So I talked to Mr. Highland on the phone. And by the way, as far as I know, this is an actual FBI agent who works with the actual FBI. And this is a LinkedIn page showing that FBI agent who works in my city.
Antonio?
So, conspiracy theorists, most likely that's the FBI, okay? People don't make badges and show up to random people's houses and then record
that's not-
themselves
well, people
talking to them
do do
impersonating
that, yeah.
agents. Just
yeah, people do
side
do
note.
badges, but
Now, I would never drop a recorded phone.
cutting this guy off, but like That's
The-
crazy to me. Like, why are they?
The fact that that person has a Facebook account.
That's well,
And
that was
it's-
LinkedIn, but
Oh, it's LinkedIn. Okay.
that's what I was thinking
Yeah,
was
LinkedIn.
crazy. Is why does a Facebook special agent have a LinkedIn account? And then just being like, yeah, I'm a special agent.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
I don't know. I feel like I feel like a lot of them are probably on
On LinkedIn,
I
like
mean,
that.
LinkedIn. Yeah, they're field agents.
Well, he's a special agent.
Oh, he's a special agent.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's a
it says
special agent.
right on there. So I was
That is kind of weird then.
That's weird for a special agent.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that is kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe
I just saw the LinkedIn thing on this, and I was like, this guy has a profile on LinkedIn.
Because generally, special agents are kind of undercover. That-
yeah.
Tristan, that dude's name.
I don't follow
That-
this. I don't follow this guy, so I don't know
No,
like
I
what
don't
his
either.
normal posts are. I don't know.
Right.
I don't even know what they went there to ask him about.
That his name Tristan Hayward is probably not even his real name.
No, you're probably right. Yeah, you're probably
So
right. Well, let's finish this up.
Phone call with the FBI, even if I had one, so you're going to have to take my word for this next part. I talked to this agent on the phone. The agent said that they were at my house, and the only thing that they could tell me is it was in regards to my social media. I asked them if it was about a specific post on my social media, and the reply from the
Fuck you,
agent
ye camel.
was, no, we looked at your social media and found nothing.
Pretty sure it says "fuck you, ye camel," like
I think
Dr.
it's-
Seuss.
Oh, okay.
Did you take the tape measure out of my car, or did this fucking dealership steal it?
It was in the center
Okay.
console, right? I didn't take it out. Is it really?
What?
What in the fuck?
I don't know.
This is a weird stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing illegal. We are just here to check off a box. It's procedure. To which
What?
I replied, you
Fair
need to
enough.
talk to my attorney.
Anyways, I think it says "fuck you, you cunt."
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I have told you guys, be prepared for anything, and that includes the FBI coming to your house. So, my attorney reached out to them 5 seconds after I got off the phone with them, which was 5 minutes after I talked to them. They did not answer. They have not returned my attorney's call to this date. We have no further information. I have also reached out to more than one journalist, and they have reached out, as far as I know, and have not heard back either. So, the FBI is showing up to people's houses that aren't committing crimes and trying to check off boxes. Let me
Nice.
know what you think of that.
I think you know what I think of that.
Yeah, I mean, I was
Welcome.
looking at it, and I mean, the FBI aren't really doing anything inherently wrong right here. Like, as in terms of they're not doing anything illegal.
Right,
No.
They
right.
are
Yeah. They can knock and
They
talk
are
all they want.
like they don't. You don't even have to do anything wrong your entire life, and they can just knock on your door
Right.
and just ask you a few questions. But obviously,
You don't
a lot
have
of
to
people
talk.
don't. Yeah, and
Exactly,
you also
yeah.
don't have to answer any questions.
Nope.
No.
So I was
But-
looking. I
but,
do think
like
it's
the point
weird.
is like, why pester me? Just leave me alone.
Yeah, I did think it was weird. I also looked that guy up to like get some more backing behind him, like, and apparently it looks like he went on like a podcast and talked about it with some guys too, which was kind of cool.
Oh yeah, it's kind of viral right now. That whole whole
thing,
saga. Yeah.
So I'm like, I was looking into like that whole thing that's going on to get some.
Yeah, I don't keep up with
something
it.
on
I see it come across my feed every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is like there are still good people that are FBI agents, but where you run into the issue is they will follow.
They follow the unjust orders. That
Yeah,
they're given
they'll
to them.
be given an order and be like, okay, I gotta go knock on this door and talk to this guy, and
Oh,
they
knowing full well what they're doing is just wrong.
right.
I mean, yeah, you on the outside, yeah, you could be a great person,
Right.
but doing that as a career is garbage.
There's some people in the FBI that don't want to see the FBI come down.
And we'll see how that plays out. I don't think the FBI is going anywhere.
No, but
I'd like to see it go away because it shouldn't exist to begin with. But
Yeah.
kind of derailing topics a little bit, but we got some stuff on the eclipse.
Oh,
Here's we don't even have to watch this. We can kind of just talk about it real quick. I don't want to watch it because it's that
Huh?
Joy Behar or whatever her name is from the View. Says the eclipse and Friday's earthquake are due to climate change because there was an earthquake the Friday before the eclipse in New Jersey. Climate
So,
change.
no,
I don't even know if that's a video.
it's not climate change, but back in I
Oh,
think
it is. It is. Okay,
Leaving,
I
we've got a
see it.
solar eclipse. We've got the
ran down the
earthquake.
hallway.
She ran down the hallway.
The rapture is here.
The rapture's here. And then also I learned that the cicadas are coming. Cicadas.
Although I love
for the
the-
first time in
Cicada,
like
cicada.
100
Tomato,
years.
tomato.
Two
Dude,
different.
no,
two-
no,
well, this is what I.
Okay, that's enough of that.
that hurts my brain. So the earthquake. So the last time
It was a light one though. It was like a
yeah. Thank God it wasn't like the last time. So the last time that we had an eclipse that went along this same path that this one did was in, I think it was like 1809.
It was in the 1800s, yeah.
Something like that. And the eclipse caused, because the way the position of the sun and the moon was, it caused an earthquake on the New Madrid, which is in Missouri.
Yeah.
It was like a 7.8 or something like that earthquake.
Yeah, it was the highest recorded
Yep.
in US history.
Yep, on the New Madrid,
And-
right in Missouri area.
Rumor or legend at this point probably has it that the Mississippi River flow was like
It
flowed
changed
backwards.
directions. Yep, it changed directions, and they're finding a bunch of old steamboats,
okay.
like in the dirt and stuff like that. They got swallowed up.
wow. That's wild.
Well, I just think this is funny because most of these things don't have anything to do with climate change. I mean,
No.
No.
like, I guess one could argue that earthquakes go along with climate change because when we do take things out of the earth, we can cause earthquakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like taking natural gases out of the
Yeah,
ground
such
and then
as
creating
fracking.
vacuums just randomly.
It
left
causes
on the
sinkholes
ground. Yeah,
and
it causes sinkholes,
earthquakes.
which also can cause earthquakes and make the.
What the?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. one.
But that's not really like, especially because I don't really think we do a whole lot of drilling in New York or around that area. New
No.
York and New Jersey. So
No.
that one was.
I don't know how often New Jersey gets hurt or
any of those. get-
earthquakes.
Yeah.
But,
earthquakes.
That happened before the eclipse though. 'Cause it was the Friday
earthquake
before.
in New Jersey. Yeah. Well, I have no idea when the earthquake on the New Madrid happened in the 1800s. If it was,
Something like that.
it was around the same time that the solar eclipse happened.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it happened like a week prior or something like that. But
Okay. Check this out.
what's a fucking dragon? That's not a UFO. It's a dragon. It's like
This has gone pretty viral. This was in Texas, I believe. Someone caught this during the eclipse.
Yo, what the fuck? Yo.
Back up. I mean, what kind of
What is that?
I've seen this quite a few times, but
Bruh.
Look, there's something flying through the air. What the fuck was that?
but you don't see it. Like, that was a big
Yo,
sighting.
what the fuck?
Aliens
Yo.
can also travel.
Back up. What's that?
What is that?
Actually, one thing.
Bruh.
This was one thing that I was looking at Flight 370. Another controversial like thing is
Oh yeah.
they were looking at pictures of like planes and stuff, and you can see like shadows from planes from like super far away. Actually, if you
Oh,
look at
yeah.
Google Map, like if you just look up like planes, there's one that people thought it was a plane like that sank underwater. If you like go on Google Earth or something like that, you can see like plane shadows, and it looks
Oh,
exactly
yeah.
like a plane is sunk in over the
And
water,
underwater.
and it looks like huge, but it's just a shadow. So
Yeah.
that does
Yeah.
look like a plane shadow, but that's
I think
that's
that
really
might
cool.
have been what that was.
I also looked at another thing about the eclipse. I was like watching this video, and a plane flew right in front of the eclipse on somebody's view. And I like, what are the chances of that?
That
That's
is pretty
crazy.
cool. I know Red Bull did a shot
Really?
with the Red Bull airplanes.
Did they actually?
Yeah, they did it where they passed like with the eclipse in the center,
Mhm.
and then they had the two planes on either side.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
That was really cool.
Yeah. That is a really cool shot, though. I think it's a plane, but
I
it
think
could
it was.
It could be.
There's other ones that have been floating around similar to that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have
I
been.
mean,
a plane.
there were definitely some anomalies that I don't have any examples here today, but
Could have been a bird. It could have been Superman.
could have been.
Yeah,
anywhere.
it could have been Superman.
Yeah. Or
Oh.
dragon. It looks like a dragon.
It does kind of
I
look like
forgot.
a dragon.
I have on my phone here.
Do you have a Superman?
No.
Oh.
Unfortunately. No, but I do have some CIA documents.
Oh, nice. Some
They
clown.
admitted to their Stargate program, basically.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you gonna be nice and not bite?
Yeah, he is. He seems to be pretty calm.
Yeah,
now.
good boy.
Good boy.
Stargate.
We'll have to pull those up next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they pretty much admitted that we live in a simulation or a hologram.
Interesting.
I didn't read through them all, but I didn't really read through.
Is
any
that
of them
is
myself,
that
some
what was said
screenshots.
in the thing?
I've seen some screenshots. I'll have to dig for them.
Like dig more into them,
Yeah.
see if they're legit and everything.
That's fascinating.
Right.
I think dude, how do you come up with an idea like The Matrix? If you thought of, like, you're like, okay, hey, let's make this movie. And we're going to base it out of these people are in these pods and they're grown and then they can unplug
Being
from the Matrix
simulated.
and they're being simulated. How do you come up with that out of your mind?
I don't
There
know.
has to be.
I know we've
And
came up with some pretty crazy ideas.
The plot
Yeah.
behind the Matrix though is that the humans were being used as a
Farmed.
resource. Yeah.
Right.
And
Energy.
I just learned this about the Matrix. They scrapped the original idea for that idea.
Really?
It wasn't supposed to be about energy. It was supposed to be about
Food?
computers.
Oh, computers.
Which
Oh,
makes
okay.
a lot more sense when you
It
look at
does.
the movie. It's supposed to be about hard drives and how your brain is kind of more like a hard
Using it
drive
like
or
a
a memory
storage.
software.
Yeah.
But the reason why they switched it to energy and like dimensions and stuff like that is because at the time computers were kind of like more new. I mean, they weren't like brand new, but not as many people knew about computers as they did with the idea floating around about energy and dimensions. So they changed the idea because they thought it would be too confusing. So it
Speaking-
actually was supposed to be about. I found that out. I don't know if that's
Interesting.
100% true, but
Yeah.
I listened to a thing on it, and it
Speaking
seems
of,
legit.
like-
it does make more sense that it'd be more like about computer memory than anything.
It does, or like to use like pods of humans as like like a giant supercomputer.
Yeah, like a giant supercomputer.
That'd be
Yeah.
wild, dude. Could you, that kind of makes me wonder, and I'm sure it's been discussed many times, but do you think it would be possible to extract or implant data into or from a human brain?
Like into
I
a
mean,
consciousness?
Like, yeah, could you go in and dig for certain memories or something, extract it, and or replace it with a different one?
Yes,
I
I think you can.
I feel like you could,
And
but
there-
I don't know if we can ever really do that. That's like I feel like that would be a really hard thing to do. Although we do stuff that's kind of similar to it. Like, of course, you can make a human.
I mean, you can splice DNA. Why couldn't you splice
Well, because that's made up of
brain
like,
data?
Yeah, that's made up. Of, well, brain data is just energy.
So that's actually
Nice.
something that's declassified though. That with the MK Ultra program,
Okay, yeah.
because
you're right.
they would what they were trying to do is create an assassin,
yeah.
right? So
Yep.
they can mind control somebody to go out and kill somebody.
But they were doing
and
that
then
with
com-
like waves or something, weren't they?
LSD.
attempting
And,
They're trying to do
Well,
all
yeah,
kinds
and
of
that
stuff.
LSD,
acid
yeah.
and stuff like that.
so what they were trying to do is they were trying to make somebody go and assassinate somebody, and then not remember it, and then alter their memory and change what they can remember to so they completely forget about it. I
Yeah.
think they were doing something else. Like,
Yeah.
oh no, I wasn't there. I was doing this. Like, oh no, I didn't do that because I was at home cooking dinner. So they were altering their memories.
Right.
Well, that's what they were
is-
trying to do. It ended up just brain rotting people because that's what happens when you take
Yeah.
LSD.
Brain rotting people.
Well,
Well-
because that's just what happens is you don't remember anything. 'cause
There's-
you're blacked out because you're
Right.
that.
So that's just a small portion of it. That's some of
Yeah.
the stuff that was actually declassified, and then they stopped doing the MK Ultra program, and then it just switched over.
Stop doing it.
It switched over to the Project Monarch, which is based out of
Yep.
Canada.
I saw But oh yeah, back to the back to the topic on the
This is
Say
the
nothing.
This is the FBI. Open up.
yeah. Back to the topic about the do you think you could replace memories and stuff like that? I'm not sure if you could.
I don't know if
Because,
it's really like
I mean,
possible.
because
you know what I mean?
Unlike data in
Because
the
in
computer,
MK Ultra, they were convincing you of a memory, not like
yeah, not
actually
literally
replacing a
putting it in
memory.
there. I bet they could convince you that a memory.
Look at him.
I bet they could
Crazy
easily
dog.
convince you that a memory was real. Like under conditioning, you can like condition anybody to believe in anything.
Yeah.
And be like, oh yeah, that happened. Or like humans do that every single time you rethink.
Yeah.
Remember
You do it
something.
to yourself more.
Yeah,
than,
every single time you remember something, you remember one little part of it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know because it's
That's
not
why
like,
a lot of times
it's
after
not like what?
That's why a lot of times after like a traumatic event, they would people don't want you to talk about it for a few days because your memory will be all fucked up.
Jumbled
Like
and-
right after
Yeah.
something happens, it's all your memory's just fucked up. After a
Yeah.
few days, you start to remember more and more details, and that's usually why they don't question. Like
Right.
if something you were to do something,
Yeah.
they usually don't question you about it for a few days.
Yeah, that's kind of the sucky thing about witness testimonies too, is because they've always been wrong throughout. And before it used to be like, oh yeah, well this person saw it. All right, well that's said and done. The person saw it, but it's always the brain is really bad at remembering things.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
comparison to, so I bet you can condition.
Okay,
someone to
so
believe in something.
how doable is Minority Report? Have you ever seen that movie?
I think give me a rundown on it again. I think I watched it, but I forgot about it.
They
That's
have
where they
these,
have these like people that
There's these people that
predict the
that
future.
they can see the
see
future.
the future. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and there's
They
only,
they're
a few
like
of them in the
they're like
US.
they see like prophecies or not
Mhm.
prophecies, but like they have visions,
Yeah.
and they keep them in like these little float pods, and they use them to predict people
what's
like
gonna
their
happen,
crimes,
yeah.
and then they would go and arrest them for
I
the crimes
remember
that they
Minority
haven't
Report
committed.
now, yeah.
How possible is that?
100% possible.
Nah, I
And
don't
I can
think
tell you why.
Why?
I don't think it's
I don't
possible.
know.
Because
I would
they will
ready to hear it.
use AI to
Predict.
predict
It's predictive.
what you're
not-
going to do based off of everything that you do in your interactions through your day.
Oh, so either
They
they're-
will use AI as the intelligence to
Okay.
predict exactly what you're going to
Okay,
do.
you do these. Okay, I can see where that would be going. They're
100%.
using like algorithms to watch
what you're
watch
gonna
what
do.
you're doing. So like you have
People are predictable.
exactly you
People
do
are
these things
predictable,
during
that is
these
right.
times of the day. You go to work at this time. You come home at
Yep.
this time. Oh, something changed today.
And then this is going to happen based
Yeah.
off of that change.
Yeah, that is.
It's
I feel
predictable
like out
outcome.
of algorithms, because people generally do like the same things every day.
Exactly.
Like it's not that often that
That
you
was
do a
kinda one
different
of-
thing.
That right there is one of the reasons why I always kind of like didn't understand what everybody's hatred is for electric vehicles.
Right.
I get it to an extent, but like especially with the range anxiety,
Mhm.
I have an EV.
Right.
I mean, I don't
Let's flame them.
have issues with it. You know, like I got it because I want it, but
Oh,
like,
it's a sweet car.
exactly
sweet
like
car.
I got it because I wanted it, not because I'm saving the environment.
It's
And it's not.
fun as hell to drive.
It is.
Like
It's awesome. It is amazing.
It is amazing.
And it's like, in my opinion, the perfect point A to like point B.
Yeah.
In general.
Right. Yeah.
Just-
It does everything that anybody on their
Wants a car
day-to-day
to.
basis does.
And amazing.
Oh, Ryan, quit.
the bro's
It-
got ups,
it's,
dude.
it's absolutely
does.
amazing.
Yeah,
I don't get it. I just don't get the.
I've never.
If you want it, buy it. Like I don't get the
the part that I get is when you try and force
exactly.
somebody to buy
Nobody
it.
wants to be forced to do anything.
Yeah, to get it.
If you
the-
take
Nobody
away,
wants take all that away.
if you take away the force to buy it, and then you stop jacking up the gas prices the way they are,
Exactly.
if you take all of that bullshit away, then people would be like, oh yeah, shit, I'll buy one. Oh yeah, they're
And if the
sweet.
economy was doing better.
And if the economy was good.
Yeah.
When
But
I
also
got mine,
some
the
people-
economy was pretty decent.
Yeah, some people just have a problem with them for some odd reason. I like them,
Right.
especially the ones that are out right. I mean, there is some
Bro, they're so quick.
shitty.
There's good
there is
ones and
some
there's shitty ones.
EVs out there.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
a lot of the ones that I've been in are very good, especially like Tesla's, like really good sound system, really good climate control. You can change steering on the fly.
That's what I like
Fast
about
acce-
the.
yeah, fast accelerating, great braking distance, and also a lot of Tesla owners don't have to pay money to fuel up their car really at all. And
It doesn't
I-
cost
I do
me-
know Tesla owners that get the Tesla solar panels. They gain money.
Yeah.
Interesting.
From their Tesla.
I pay
Nice.
$40 a month
yeah,
to charge the
that's
car.
like nothing.
Most people pay more than $40 a week to fill their car with
Yeah,
gas.
to fill up their
Right.
car with gas. So like when I think of like an electric, oh, and we're not even going to talk about. I mean, I'm talking about it right now, but we don't even. We're not even getting on the topic of the security systems on.
Oh,
on
yeah, yeah.
Teslas. Like it's absolutely insane. Like all the cameras surrounding the vehicle. Like I was in Florida and somebody that I was with had a Tesla, and they saw that somebody was like opening up their door and almost touched their Tesla with it. It was like literally you could see a sliver of light
Wow.
going on it when the door like popped open and then they just walked out of it like it was nothing. They just didn't even act like that Tesla was there, and there was like a small slither, and the camera picked up the whole entire thing, and I was like, that is so
Wow.
crazy. It automatically picks up what's going on
Yeah.
around you, and that's an awesome feature that I
It
wish
is.
would be
Right.
more common on more cars. So I've never got the EV hate.
I don't get it either. I get the hatred for the labor it takes to get the lithium and the cobalt and stuff, like child labor and
Yeah, and stuff
like
like
that's
that.
all.
That's
just
definitely
we already everybody can agree that that's bad, but is that going to stop the market? No, it never will.
no.
And here's the thing though with that is when you portray something as trying to save the climate,
Yeah, that's a big
and you're
problem.
doing
Yeah, that needs
the
to
cobalt
stop.
mining and the lithium and all that bullshit, if you are doing just as much damage as the next person.
Right, but
And
here's what most
To
people
try and
don't.
portray that you're not.
Here's what
is
most
bullshit.
people don't think about when they're like complaining about, oh, I'm never going to buy an EV because of the labor that they're using to get the materials for it. Well,
Right.
Then that's fine.
what about the
But
cell phone
what
in your
about
pocket?
everything else?
What about
100%.
the AA batteries that you put in your TV remote that you sit in front of every day? You know, all those things. Like, you're not complaining about how those things are manufactured.
Yeah, but they're
You're complaining about the one that arguably is. I don't.
Right.
I don't know. You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
I see what you're getting at for sure. I've never really gotten it. Also, I've never heard like Elon Musk directly say that if you buy his car, you're gonna save the planet.
He never did
He's
say
never
that, and
said
he's
that.
he's
I've
always
never
said to
thought-
the people who complain about. He's like, well, you don't have to buy it.
Yeah, just buy
Yeah.
something else then.
And I like that. I don't think I've ever heard that guy say that you buy his car to save the environment. It's other people
It's
taking
other
it
people.
as
Or
and
government.
other brands.
The
like,
government is the one that's running with that.
and other brands are running with it too. Like if anything, I think
I
Maybe
mean,
Rivian?
if they found a way to do it like sustainably and to without needing the labor that it takes, then yeah.
Well, it's
There
But
is
they're
a
not
company I think
going
that does make car batteries that only sources the lithium from ethical mining
Yeah,
procedures, and that's in like small mines where there's not as much lithium. So the ones that
they're
are
not gonna be at.
Yeah,
They're gonna be
it's in
more
sm-
expensive because
yeah,
you're getting
exactly.
Same thing with diamonds. Because obviously, what was the movie where I think it was
Blood Diamond.
blood diamond.
I was about to say Blood
Yeah,
Diamond.
with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah,
Yep. If
good
you,
movie actually.
I mean, if you watch that movie, I'm glad that that movie's a thing because it really brought that to light. I feel like where people
Yeah.
were like, "Oh, shit, diamonds are like
Oh
Yeah.
wait, people are
owning
being
this
slaved to.
pretty thing. There's actually a lot of bad shit that goes on to wanting it. But you can get diamonds from like that are mined in Spain, and they're
You
not.
can get diamonds that
You
are
can get
lab
diamonds
made.
anywhere, but like I know that the other
Diamonds
big
are
places-
worthless
Diamonds are
now.
worthless.
But obviously, Africa does have the most amount.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's the same with lithium and cobalt. Like
They have so many natural resources in Africa.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
that's where the cobalt mine. I don't remember what country it is. Congo,
Probably the
something like that. There's a cobalt
It
mine.
might
That's
be.
the one. Like, there's videos that I've seen. They're literally children in this mine with hammers and chisels.
It's actually pretty sad to see.
It really is. It really is.
It is extremely sad to
It's-
see.
It really is.
So
How do you stop it?
it's really hard to.
Right.
People have tried to
It-
get them
yeah.
to stop, and they don't. And
I know.
I feel like
I know. It's just so bad.
that's a problem that's
puppy.
been going on. Is a lot of citizens there.
Nope.
I mean, when you really boil down like economy, you can't have an economy with a small population of people. I mean, you can, but it's not going to be a relatively high one.
Right.
We now as a country are so big that we don't have to judge it as much off of population as we do revenue. But
Right.
when you bring down like smaller countries in Africa, you need a big population to have a good economy. But since they're selling away basically all their people to these places that just put them for mining,
Yeah.
their economy is not that great, and that's what leads to,
Mm-hmm.
from what I've seen and researched, a lot of the poverty that leads into around there. But there's also some pretty wealthy countries
You know,
in
that's-
Africa too.
I mean,
so.
the other thing that leads to that is just communism.
Exactly.
Because a
It's
lot
always-
of
it
a lot
is
of those
always-
cobalt and lithium mines are run by China. A lot of them. Like you look at that's why China reached out to the Taliban, like with Afghanistan, because they were trying to get rights for
They have
the
cobalt there too.
Yep, they were trying to get
Yep,
rights to the lithium
Afghanistan
and
has cobalt.
cobalt.
Well, did they agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Taliban, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything.
Yeah,
about
they
that.
Yeah,
opened
that was
up-
a while ago.
Yep. That was right before we pulled out, because China found out that we're
I
pulling
think it
out.
was right after.
Or it might have been right after, yeah. We pulled out, and China's like, "Hey, we want your lithium and cobalt."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to change gears because we're
Yeah, we got a little
Shortish
sidetracked,
on
and we're
time,
shortish on time.
Here's some more about the FBI spying stuff. This is
Oh.
another one of those. What's that guy's name? He goes on Bumble and then goes on dates with guys, and they usually end up leaking a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, is it the
What the hell's that guy's name? I can't think of his name. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a fake date. Exactly. So this guy is a CIA officer and former FBI boast, or he boasts about they can put
anyone in
anybody
jail.
in jail, and that they can set you up just like they did with those people to kidnap the governor.
Yep.
It was all set up.
They're all FBI.
Wait, it was a setup?
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, that whole thing was the
Is
CIA
it
setup.
It actually confirmed to be a setup though? I don't.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want to. I do
Yeah,
not
it
want
was.
to believe that it was a setup and then it was.
for Gretchen Whitmer.
Yes.
Yeah, that whole thing was a setup.
Yeah.
There
That
was
not
like
the
Three
Proud Boys.
3 out of the 5 people were FBI agents.
yeah,
Were they actually?
yeah.
It's confirmed that they were.
Yes.
That's what came out.
Because that's a pretty big thing that just drop right there.
Dude, that was
That's what that whole thing that we talked about earlier with voting against the 4th Amendment.
well, and that's
That
why
whole
it got,
thing is about that.
yeah, and that's why it got brushed under the rug so fast is because when that came out, they were just like, "Oop, just forget about this," because it was basically FBI agents setting up other FBI agents. And
Yep.
the other FBI
I'm
agents
gonna have
thought
to
they were
look
setting
more
up
into
the
that,
other
but
FBI
that is
agents.
that is absolutely crazy. That is
That's
crazy.
That's how it goes, and
I
that's
mean-
what this guy's saying. They can do it to anybody whenever they want, set them up, do whatever they need to do.
Huh. That's nuts.
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
He even says that's what they did to
Jones.
Alex Jones. Chopped his legs off, made him pay a bunch of money.
That's what happens when you talk
He
about
says it right here.
turn-
That,
You're in jail if you know what to do.
How? Does the Bureau practice entrapment a lot?
We get really close. We call it a nudge.
A nudge.
A nudge. Sometimes you just gotta give them a quick little, just to see what happens. Sometimes you light the fuse and just wait for it to follow. Nothing like putting out a fake social media thing to like really get people mad.
Alex Jones.
Yeah, so we were after him.
You are?
We did what we wanted.
Which was what?
Took his money away.
I didn't say nothing.
Wait, I have a what? That is crazy. It does sound like he's saying it. I mean, it shouldn't be joked about, but it does seem like he's saying it in a joking way. I really hope he's not being serious about that.
It's one of those like truths, but that are like, haha, kidding.
Yeah, let's make it lighthearted.
Yeah.
That is kind of that is what it's coming across.
Mhm.
Also, who just openly says that stuff on a date? Like, are they
That
impressing?
happens all the time.
Are they like saying it to impress
They're-
them? Like, oh yeah.
Why do you think they usually go on dates with guys? Sensitive men leak information.
Well, it's not just that. It's when you take somebody and you put them in a where they think that they have power, right? And they're a weak person. That weak
Because
person
they
is
have-
going to
I
boast
have all
about the
this-
power
yeah,
that they
all this-
have.
yeah. Is this the same clip of him? That was a part 2.
Part 2, yeah.
What's he say here? He is really braggy, isn't he?
Yep.
What? That sounds right. Not gonna
See,
watch the
it's-
whole thing, but
I want to see this, like all these things. Like, I want to watch like a whole live stream on the date.
Just on this stuff.
yeah,
Well, it's just one
Oh, I
of those
didn't even have
things
it on.
where you have somebody that thinks that they have power, but they're actually internally weak. So they have to. It's kind.
That's
It kind
why
of
they're
comes
bragging
down.
about it, is because they
Mhm.
Yeah,
they want to seem like they have. Like, a
right.
sense
And we
of
kind of
power.
talked about this earlier. Like when you have a manager, and that manager is trying to tell you to do something, and then
oh, and they're like, "Oh, I'm in charge
well,
here."
I'm the one in charge here. I'm the boss. You need to listen to me.
Yeah.
It's that same type of mindset.
Quit it.
Yeah.
It's where they have to show that they have power over you,
Mm-hmm.
but they're so weak that they can't show that they have that power
Yeah.
without telling you that they have that power, if
Right.
that makes sense.
Yep.
And they could just build a relationship with you and make you want to also listen to them, but that'd be too
Yeah, they're-
easy, I guess.
This is
Yeah, they're very narcissistic.
what that is
I don't have that problem me myself, but I know that other people have that problem.
I know a lot of people have that problem.
and this kind of leads what I'm about to say. This kind of leads into like kind of like with those FBI agents. What it is those people are followers trying to be leaders, but because they're followers, they can't actually be leaders because they have, in order to be a follower to be a leader, they have to show how powerful they are
Mhm.
instead of actually being a leader and being like, oh no, hey, this is the way we're gonna do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, it's just weak people trying to be powerful people.
Right.
And at the same time, when they're trying to be powerful people, that's
Plus,
where
plus they're also on a date, so they're trying to like
Both.
inflate their chest. Oh yeah,
look how powerful I
yeah,
am.
I'm cool. You know, I got this cool job at the
Humility,
CIA, and
having humility and being humble, and still being a leader, is what makes a good leader. You have to have humility and being humble.
that's true. Oh, here's what you called this one too. A lot of
Yeah.
people did though.
Yeah, it was easy to see though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I
you're
have
on
it right.
you're on me.
The Moscow attackers, the concert attackers, testified that Ukraine paid them to commit those crimes.
Yeah, the terrorists that came into Moscow. Yep. The Muslim terrorists that came into Moscow.
This was
and they're funded by Ukraine.
over a week ago.
All right. Yeah, this is old.
Yeah, funded by Ukraine, just like we talked about it.
So
exactly what's happened in history.
whose money was this? Was this Ukrainian money?
Most guaranteed it was ours.
It was guaranteed ours.
Most
I-
guaranteed.
Yep. And this isn't the first time in history where Nazi type people use Muslim people for their bidding.
Right.
Also happened in World War II.
11,000 each.
Yeah.
I haven't really seen much of an update since then. This was April 7th, so last weekend.
And I don't like how people aren't more upset about this doesn't make a whole lot of sense because this is fucking taxpayer money that comes out of your hard-earned check that's going for
To
bullshit like this.
Fund terrorism like it always does.
Yep.
Further deepen this war.
Dude, the amount of taxpayer
Further line the pockets of the people who have investments in Raytheon and Northrop Grumman and all
Lockheed.
those Lockheed Martin, all those people that have investments in military contractors like that are just making money.
workers.
That's what this is to perpetuate that war so they can continue to make money off it.
Yeah. The crazy thing is the amount of money that has been funneled to terrorism from the United States taxpayer is astronomical. If you really think about it, because you think about even back in the day when we trained the Mujahideen, from back then,
which is now the modern day Taliban,
which is
the government of Afghanistan now.
Right. And
All
we
you
used,
can do
we
is
used
laugh about it.
taxpayer money.
Mhm.
We used taxpayer money to train Osama bin Laden. That's crazy.
Oh, I noticed that Klaus Schwab was trending in the on Twitter, and
Oh,
apparently
yeah?
he's in the hospital.
Oh, damn. Shame.
Oh, bummer.
Hmm.
That guy deserves the dirt.
He deserves something.
Hospitalized for what?
Klaus
He's
Schwab.
86. Fuck that guy. Well,
I
that's,
just want to say, seems like you guys are pretty right on that whole FBI and Whitmer thing.
I told you. Yeah.
I'm looking at it and I'm trying to get a lot of sources on it, but it really does seem like there was apparently this guy called Big Dan.
Is that the guy with
was
the
an FBI informant?
Yep.
And he played a crucial role in
Setting up other FBI.
apparently to the alleged kidnapping plan, but I thought it was a plan that they were going through with.
Okay.
I thought they from my knowledge, I thought they caught I don't know why they're saying alleged because from my knowledge, I thought they were literally going there.
No,
No, there was
it
a-
was seriously just a plan.
It was a
Oh, it
whole.
was
yeah,
just
it was just a
never an
plot.
action.
Yeah.
All right.
Never was an action.
Yep.
So, wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I am looking at it. It does seem like some of the FBI dudes there were big. That's crazy.
Somebody's starting to wake up.
Yeah.
Well, I just think that one was crazy. I didn't know that one.
Caleb's like,
Speaking of
"What?"
it, let me see. I saved this the other day. Let's see what this is all about. I don't
David
think I
Icke?
watched it.
Is another
Know who that
technique
is?
Yeah,
that I
that's who that
call
is.
the totalitarian
video?
tiptoe.
No.
It's another perceptual mind
This
manipulation
side is really
technique.
dumb.
And that works like this. You are at A, and you know that your agenda is going to take the world to Z. But you know if you go from A to Z in too big a leap,
What is that?
the changes in society are going to be so fundamental that many people are going to look up from the game show and the sport and they're going to say, what's going on? Ethel, what's going on here? Look what they're doing. So you don't go in big leaps. You use the totalitarian tiptoe. You go as fast as you can,
And then step back a little
but not so fast that people start to see the pattern and realize that it's all connected.
Here's the thing about that. We've talked about how people are starting to wake up.
Yeah.
I think what is happening on the side is that the leaps have gotten too big.
Yep.
And that's why it's becoming more obvious that the corruption is happening, and it's happening like right under your nose because they got complacent, and their propaganda isn't working the way it used to.
Yep.
People's wallets are being stretched too thin to the point where they're starting to realize and wonder why it is that way, and then they start to realize why, and then
Well, it's it's too big a steps.
their
So,
leaps got too big.
a lot of this isn't a new plan.
Right.
This was the same plan.
Or here's my other part. Or the time to reach their agenda they shortened it for panic or
they shortened it.
Whatever reason it might be, they decided, well, we need that to happen sooner.
Yes.
So we need to increase our pace.
Yep. Yeah.
That could be.
This is
I did hear that Agenda 2030 is actually they're actually want it to be more like 2028.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That's cool.
Well, I
Maybe
mean
sooner.
that right there, I think.
Do it sooner. Okay, so this is a really, really, really deep dive, and it's hard to break it down in a short amount of time. But this all goes back to this is why they're using Ukraine the way they are.
Okay.
This all goes back to the way the Nazis operated. The Nazis also used climate change to try and use it as propaganda to control the German people.
Okay.
And they also did things, they staged events to control
false flags.
Yep. They used false flags to control, to get the firearms removed from the German population. They did the same plan, and this was a plan that was created in I forget the university name, but it was a university inside the United States. The plan was created in a university in the United States. They used Adolf Hitler. That's where it was supposed to start. Adolf Hitler, they started panicking, and they started pushing too hard, too fast, and that's what happened.
Okay.
That's when World War II broke out, is because they pushed too hard, too fast. And the same thing is happening now.
I do have a bit of I believe like a lot of that stuff. Well, the only thing that I was getting like with climate change now is they always say buy an EV car. The only thing that I don't get is why would the government be telling you to get an EV car?
I know.
Why else would they?
Well, because like I always thought like government's like big oil corruption, but like I mean if you get EV cars then you're going to be spending less oil and gas.
Yeah, oil's always going to be necessary.
I mean it's always going to be necessary, but you're going to be spending a lot less. I don't think that's arguable.
I think
in the gasoline, but I do agree with that in like other things too. But that's the only reason why I was.
It's also a loophole to
saying-
restrict your movement.
Well, like
I think behind the scenes, you'd kind of have to look at where oil companies have their money in. I'd almost bet that they have a large stake in cobalt and lithium, or in EV type.
Yeah, stuff.
They have a
You have
large
people like
stake.
Nancy Pelosi that have well not anymore because she retired, but influence
she?
in.
I didn't.
Yeah,
hear
she
about
retired a while, but well, I think she's still.
Yeah.
I think she's still in the House, but she stepped down from
Yeah,
Speaker
she
of the House.
retired.
that. I heard about that. That
Yeah.
she stepped down.
Yeah,
I
because
didn't know that
it's,
she was
it's
just
now Mike
completely out.
Johnson who is just equally as bad in my eyes.
Yeah. Well, that's just what I was wondering. I was like, I've always wondered that with like EV vehicles, like, why does the government so bad want us to get EV vehicles? Because it's kind of been proven already that they're not really the best.
I think
for
it's a
the environment,
right.
But
I think it's
and
a
I feel like-
combination of things. I think it has a lot to do with where they have investments.
I also
and-
think it'd be easier to track people.
Yeah, that like I said, restrict your movement. If you don't have other means of transportation, then if something does happen where they need you to not go anywhere,
Yeah.
they can turn it off.
Yeah.
Especially with one concern I have about some of them, like hyper computer cars like a Tesla that can drive itself, that they're like, oh, this guy has a warrant. He gets in his car
Just
and
turn
everything
it right
locks
off.
and
Yeah,
it just
locks
takes
it.
it either
Done.
like holds you where you are or just drives you to the precinct or some shit.
Yeah.
It'd be
Yeah.
possible. I don't
I see that too, but I don't know if Elon Musk would agree to that. I'm not sure. Apple?
Yeah, but
I don't think he would, but I don't know if he'd have a choice.
the government has a strong arm.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. Is actually this was like a big thing with Apple. Sorry to also get off track again.
No,
but,
you're good.
Apple.
Oh, you could probably go back to camera though.
Apple wanted to. I can't remember the exact case, but they really wanted to get in somebody's phone. I mean, not Apple did. The government did.
The government wanted to get into it.
And Apple was really serious about
and
privacy.
Apple was like, no.
No, absolutely not.
And Apple doesn't have as much money as Elon Musk does.
Yep.
So I was just thinking, like, the reason why I brought up the money thing is because, I mean, obviously they could use the money that the government was offering to do it. And Elon Musk, I just don't see Elon Musk incentive. Like, if Apple was able to deny it, why wouldn't Elon Musk?
Oh, he definitely would, I imagine. But
yeah,
I mean,
that's what I was thinking.
The government has quite the strong arm.
Yeah,
and then there's other companies like Chevy, and Chevy kind of.
Dude, Chevy would bend. Chevy's already owned by the United States.
Yeah,
if you think about it, when
that's
they're
what I was
built
about
out.
to say was like Chevy does EV vehicles now too, and I think they're gonna go strictly EV soon. That's what they're talking about, or at least hybrid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would.
I think
they would
hybrid's
bend
the
over
way.
for
Well, they're already
the government.
owned.
I mean, they've
They're
already
already
been
owned by the government.
Yeah, given a bunch of money by the government. So
they're already beholden to the government because of the bailout.
We'll see what else this guy has to say.
So you'll go from A to B, and maybe go to D if you can get away with it, and so on. But all the time, you're moving towards this Z goal, which is total human control.
Right.
And I have this phrase that I use: know the outcome, and you'll see the journey. This is why it's crucial.
That's a good point, yeah.
To uncover what the agenda's outcomes are planned to be. Because once you know that, you can see the stepping stones.
A lot of people who are called conspiracy theorists do this already.
Yeah, they already know.
They know the outcome,
It's
and then
100%.
then you start to see the patterns that lead towards it. And when people are like, "Hey, this is happening," and people are like, "What?
Right.
You're crazy." Nowadays, it's more like, "Yeah, okay," or like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." But it's evolved more towards, "Oh, I could see that happening."
I could see that happen. Now, the really simple thing, you could simplify this really easily. The outcome, there's three things you have to think of: is control, power, and greed.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the only things you have to think of. You think of those three things, and you think of somebody that's supposed to have authority over a populace. You think of those three things. Now, what types of things would somebody do to maintain those three things? Control, power, and greed.
Yeah, I would agree with that thing that you talked about. Like what people think on conspiracy theorists. I just think like a lot of the things with conspiracy theorists now is based on like how many things in the past conspiracy theorists have talked about, and it's been just proven wrong time and time again. So whenever somebody now like questions something, and it seems to be kind of like even when you brought up like the FBI thing in like I was just like, whoa, that is a really big claim, and then I just looked it up, but
oh shit,
that I was like, oh well, I wasn't just outwardly saying that it's wrong. I don't think it's right for me to just say that it's wrong, but it's just like a really big thing that I want to deep dive on. But there's been times in the past like I'm no flat earther, so I'm just gonna say the Earth is round. But flat Earth has been proven a lot from what I've seen, and it seems like they always make like a new thing. So it's just I get where people come from, where they just outwardly deny whatever big claim is thrown out there. But a lot of those times that those big claims can be right. Like, I mean, MK Ultra was shown to be
right,
to be an actual thing that happened, and people were called crazy for saying that it was happened. So, but I get why people call them crazy, is because they see so many things where, like, a big portion of the time it's somebody where like, yeah, I seen Bigfoot, and like saying stuff like that, and then they're like, nah, this dude's a wacko. And then
yeah, but then there's
some like, and then it's some crazy thing where, oh shit, they might.
There's the ones that are like more they are less talked about, like Operation Paperclip. People would have been called
Yep.
crazy for talking about that years ago, and it's
Operation
pretty well known to
Northwoods.
most people. Yeah, Operation Northwoods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just hard to like convey a lot of those things to people because they immediately just shut it down and then don't look into it.
Yeah.
Like, for example, when you brought up the FBI thing, I could have just been like, "No, that sounds stupid." All right, next thing. Like,
Right, next.
I could have just not looked into it.
Well,
Yeah,
see,
that's
and that's
Seeing if it was.
that's you actually make a point of what happens in society right now, where you have a portion of people that are open-minded, and then you have a portion of people that are completely awake and understand that the structures that are in place, and then you have people that just outright discount it
Yeah.
or discredit. They're like, "No, that's bullshit. There's no way that the United States government would not do that. The United States government would not hijack our own planes, fill it with explosives, and then fly into buildings and then blame Cuba. Oh, wait, that was Operation Northwoods. Oh, wait, that kind of sounds like 9/11. Wait,
Uh-huh.
whoops. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where it's
Yeah.
like, oh, the United States government wouldn't do that. Well, Operation Northwoods made it to JFK's desk. The only reason it didn't go through as a operation was because JFK said, no.
And then what happened?
And then what happened?
Yeah.
JFK is no longer with us.
Well, when you screw over the intelligence agency, they have 6 ways from Sunday to get back.
Well, they
at
were
you.
he was doing all these things that they didn't like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoop, I didn't mean to do that, but we could finish this.
These
But
events
the important thing
just
is to
appear
keep an open
random.
mind.
Oh,
Yeah.
something else has happened. Oh,
Not
that's
just outright
happened.
discredit.
Oh, now that's happened. But there's no connection apparently between the two. But if you know what the outcome is planned to be, know the outcome, and you'll see the journey, because you'll see that these events, through problem reaction solution not least, are using the excuses to push us on to those outcomes.
Yeah, I didn't actually watch that before, but I had saved it.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the. See, that's David Icke speaking a lot of fact right
Mhm.
there. But then when you watch David Icke stuff, then he talks about the reptilian elite.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And those-
Which is so
It sounds wild.
It sounds so wild and it's so out there, which I don't know.
I don't know if it's
I have an
I don't
open
know if
mind
it's-
to it.
Yeah.
Like, look, these people could be shapeshifters. They could be actually reptilian fucking aliens from somewhere,
Another
whatever.
dimension, yeah.
However, when you say something like that, it changes the way people view you. Now, I don't really give a crap how people look at me. You could look at me like I'm a crazy person that just talks out of my ass. I really don't care.
Right.
I have my own opinions on life and the things that I think that the stuff that happened in society and the stuff that happened in our reality is there's things that people just can't explain.
Right.
And that
Yeah, I
are so
agree.
far fetched from what we can even comprehend that is actually happening.
It'd be like peering into the fifth dimension. You can't even begin to
Right.
imagine what that would be like.
Well, it'd be like if you took somebody from the 50s and you said, "Hey, we live in a simulation." I think we live in a simulation. They would be like,
They would. What does
fuck
that
is a
even mean?
simulation?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's really true. I've been asked the question like, do I believe that we're in a simulation? I do not think so, but I mean, I guess in a simulation people would say that. So yeah.
Do you think it'd be possible?
Do I think it could be possible? Yeah, then that's.
I don't know if I
know.
believe that we are.
I don't believe that we're in a simulation, but again, I mean, if it was outright proven that.
If
we
you
were,
found out you were, would you be like, "Oh my god, that's the craziest thing," or would you be like,
No, I literally wouldn't
"Oh,
care.
This is my surprise face."
Yeah.
I was waiting for someone to tell me actually.
Well, me personally, I would be like, oh, okay. Well, then I'll just
Right.
live my
I guess here we
simulated
are.
life to the best of my possibility then, because I mean, I'm enjoying the simulation so
Right, I
far.
can't change
so
it.
Then,
Well,
but I've never thought that. Sorry to.
No,
interrupt,
you're
but
good.
I've never
I
thought
didn't
that
mean
it
to try
was.
and interrupt you.
I never thought that it was just like a thing that you could just shut down because it's not really a thing that you could prove.
Right.
But I mean, it's all up to just perspective at that point. Do you think so or not? And that's the end of the conversation. It's not really like there's not really a way that you could prove it or deny it. So.
Right.
When you said a word of perspective, it is a perspective, right?
Yeah.
Because so you could use the theory of us living in a simulation to try and discredit religion, but at the same time you could use the theory of us living in a simulation to prove religion.
Mm-hmm.
There was a scientist that watched the eclipse that said that the eclipse proved his belief in God.
I mean,
I don't remember his exact
it's
words,
possible
but
because
he said everything was like everything he's studied in physics proves to him that there is a creator, and he even grew even more close to that realization when he saw the eclipse.
Yeah.
Well, and there's things that were when you can see intelligent design, you could say, okay, yeah, we live in a simulation. It looks like this was created from something.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you could say this is intelligent design and was created from something. This proves an intelligent thing that overarches everything, which improves the existence of God.
And then that goes on to it's a perspective.
It's a perspective.
It is right, exactly.
It's the way that it's all thought about, and it changes from person to person.
And it's the same thing with everything, even in our reality. Even when you talk about like cell phones, or even when you talk about everything in society can be used for good and for bad. So there's a perspective of it, of everything. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah,
makes
I
sense
see
in
what
my
you're saying.
in my noggin. But everything is a perspective to where you can use everything as being for good or for bad. Where you could use the theory of us living in a simulation for, if you use it for good, hey, that proves there's an existence of a God. If you use it for bad, this disproves religion.
Mm-hmm.
Because we live in a computer simulation. It's a crazy thought.
It is.
But everything can be used for both good and bad.
Either way, yeah.
And that's a perspective thing.
Yeah, I agree. Seems like we have a common theme with some of our stuff.
Yeah.
With like spying and all that.
Yeah.
In conspiracy. Speaking of conspiracy, actually, the Hunter Biden laptop was a conspiracy for quite a while. Here's NPR admitting that they hid the entire thing because it could hurt Trump.
No, we knew this when they freaking
Exactly.
hit it from
here
the
they
beginning.
are 4 years later actually admitting to
Admitting what everybody said.
it. Exactly.
Oh yeah, we're gonna hide this because it
could damage his
it's gonna
of
damage
course.
Biden and it's gonna help Trump. Everybody knew that. That's when they banned the article from Facebook. That's exactly why.
Mm-hmm. Common theme.
They just proved
Very
the point.
common theme. Yeah, I thought that was worth bringing up.
This is NPR doing a CYA, dude. This is NPR trying to save their own ass.
Oh, absolutely.
Because of the election that's coming.
Yeah, because they're going to do it again.
Yeah. This is them trying to be like, oh, fuck. Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
no. Yeah. That's just
kind of plugging along the rest of these. What do you know about Havana syndrome?
I have no idea. I seen that you put this through Discord, and I was like, wait, what is Havana syndrome?
I don't really know much about it, but I guess there's been like a whole investigation about it.
Nice.
I want to say it has to do with like it's a brain injury.
Oh, okay.
Does this describe what it is?
So it says, in some cases have led to major health conditions like blindness, memory loss, and vestibular damage.
I want to say this has to do with like why won't that expand? Caleb, could you look up what Havana syndrome is?
Havana?
With an A. Havana. Yeah.
Havana.
There it is.
A disputed medical condition with various neurological symptoms and unknown causes.
Unknown
That-
causes.
Okay, what is it? Mass psychogenic illness, psychosomatic illness. So, okay,
I think there's a lot of speculation that like EMF radiation, like screens and things like that
Yeah.
cause it.
so when it said psychological or psychomatic, that means like, that hysteria illness.
Yeah.
Like where like, oh no, I think I'm getting sick. Oh no, and then the other person's like, oh no, I think I'm getting sick, and then there's like a hysteria.
Okay.
That's a psychosomatic illness, right?
This one says, yeah.
Because it's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
psychological illness where it's a hysteria.
This says something. What did that say? Where did it say? It said something about theories. Yeah, here. What's this say about
I
theories?
got
Is that
Caleb's
gonna be on
brains
here?
over there. His
He's
brains.
brainstorming.
I can see the wheels turning.
Oh, here you go. Some experts, some theories include exposure to some form of direct energy, such as microwaves or sonic waves, as well as chemical or environmental factors. So they're talking like, could be cell phone towers,
interesting.
your 5G that people were talking about back in 2020.
Mhm.
You got microwaves. You've got sonic waves. You've got they're talking chemical, environmental. So they're probably talking like PFAS.
Yeah.
Like all that shit that's sprayed on our plants, like herbicides and pesticides, like
Yeah.
all those things.
Yeah, Roundup and
Roundup,
glyphosate.
yeah, all that stuff.
Interesting.
It is really weird, like ringing ears, migraines, vertigo, and cognitive dysfunction, but that all just seems like things that humans naturally get.
Yeah.
That's true.
That like vertigo, well, you probably didn't drink enough water, so you got up really fast. And
Wait, is that what vertigo's from? Not drinking enough water?
Well, it's from
Kinda,
a few different things.
yeah.
But the main cause in America is not drinking enough water.
Oh, I didn't know that.
A lot of people get vertigo, like they get up really fast. Like, whoa, my eyes are getting
I
black.
used to get it. I used to get this. There's a few different types of vertigo.
Yeah.
And I used to get this one. I don't know the name of it. And it happened a lot more when I was younger. I grew up with asthma, and I
okay.
think it was brought on by that. But if I was like, it might not have been. I always associated it with it, but later I like did a little bit of digging into it because it didn't happen for quite a long time, and then it randomly happened one day. It used to happen mostly when I was like hyper focused on something, and it would like sound like everything around me sped up.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything
okay.
sounds faster than normal, but like everything I'm looking is like slow, almost slow mo. But it was like only just subtle enough to notice, not
That's interesting.
not like
Kinda
someone
sounds
hit
like
the.
ADHD. I'm just-
It probably was.
That's
It
what
probably
does
is.
sound like.
I've never been diagnosed with ADHD, but I think there's a pretty good likelihood that I have it.
Hey, they call them
But-
neurodivergence now. It's not ADHD, man.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it
called
is.
neurodivergency.
But
Anyways, yeah.
it does kind of seem like this just regular symptoms. This is kind of off topic, but there's this
Yeah.
thing that I just found out about called exploding head syndrome. By the
Oh,
Yeah,
way.
I've heard of that.
I've heard of it
Does
too.
not
Have you ever had it?
Yes, I would be surprised if there was somebody that I met that said they didn't have it.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I feel like everybody I know that I've brought it up to
I
has had
forget
it.
what the symptoms are of it. But
I've had another thing
It's
that
when you're going. What it is when you're going to sleep
oh, and you hear the
and
explosion.
you hear like a bang or like
Yeah.
something fell or
Oh, dude, I've had that.
you
or
hear
you'll-
you
you'll
hear just
like
like
a
weird
loud-
noises.
like even a person. Like
Yeah.
you could hear like a loud person that you know, and then boom, shoots
Yeah.
awake, and
You're like-
they're obviously not there, and then you're just like,
Yep.
It's
and then you're
also
back to sleep right
yeah.
afterwards.
it's also the sensation of falling. So like when you fall, like you
and
get
you
that
nod
like
off and you wake up.
that's also exploding head syndrome.
And I've gotten another thing that is found to be correlated with it called sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis
And
is
I've-
the scariest shit ever.
I've had
That
it a
shit's
few
scary.
times. I actually had it recently again. And
Were you really sleep deprived? That's usually when it happens for most
yes,
people.
so I was really sleep deprived, and I was working a lot, and doing a bunch of schoolwork and staying up late and doing it, and I ended up like going to sleep. And I feel like I can feel when I'm about to get sleep paralysis, and it generally happens when when I wake up, I feel like, and I know that I'm like dreaming. And then you ever have like that that's also kind of like lucid dreaming.
Oh
yeah,
you,
similar.
You kind of wake up in your dream, but you know you're dreaming.
It's
and then
it's actually it's a form of lucid dreaming.
Yeah. So then I've gotten it a few times, and that exploding head syndrome is kind of correlated to that.
Yeah, I think they're all in like the same category sort of deal.
It has to do with REM sleep and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I heard that sleep paralysis is with your body produces this chemical, and it basically sends it to most of your muscles to relax.
Yeah.
So like obviously breathing and heartbeat are gonna be keeping going, but like your limbs and stuff, they're gonna be told to relax so you can actually go to sleep.
Yeah.
And
like
sometimes you'll
DMT.
wake up, but that chemical will still just be like going through those, and your body doesn't tell it to be able to move now. But it's kind of cool.
It is. It's freaky
not
though.
fun.
No, it's not fun. I've had it a few times.
It can be cool. I imagine like in some circumstances it could be like, oh, this is neat. I can't move.
I can't move. Well, it's kind of cool, like knowing the science behind it. Obviously, when you're experiencing it, you're like,
It's
yeah,
terrifying because there's usually like
some type
there's
of
usually
entity.
there's usually a presence.
Yeah.
For most people, like there's something on them, or
Like a
there's something
demon.
in the room, or they're hearing something and they need to get away, but they can't move, or they're trying to get to somebody or get somebody's attention and they can't. It's usually it comes with something. Yeah.
Yeah, because the first instinct that you have when you do something like that is flipping the fuck out.
Yeah.
Because you can't move your body and you're awake.
Right.
And right as you start, I mean, it's like when you're dreaming and then you were just thinking of scary stuff before you go to dream, and then you're like, oh no, am I going to think of something scary? And then you have a nightmare right as you go to sleep because you're thinking of, it's the same. I've heard of that. Like, that's the best explanation of why scary stuff happens generally when that's happening. I have never had a demon or a ghost on me or near me when I had sleep paralysis. It's just kind of like,
I don't know if I've had like a weird presence in one of mine. So I don't remember all of them. One of them I remember. I fell asleep at work, and I was in like a chair, and I could hear my supervisor's voice actually, and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm sleeping. You know, I knew where I was. I knew what was happening. And I could hear their voice, and I'm like trying to wake up. And I'm like, I gotta wake up. Like, I'm gonna get busted.
Yeah,
you know?
let's
Like,
get the fuck up.
Yeah, we gotta. Okay, do it. You know, the thing I remember the most was I couldn't open my eyes.
Right.
And I'm like here, like straining to try to open my eyes, and I'm like, it's not working. It's not. It's not working. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling.
That was years ago.
That's funny.
It was an experience.
I wonder if would you be able to tell that one story on a podcast about when you're in the military?
Which one?
Being
the
sleep
one
deprived.
where you were really tired and
Oh, I could. I'll have to make that a different day.
Yeah,
we'll
do it a
wrap up
different
pretty
day.
soon. Yeah, we'll have to do that another day.
'Cause that's a funny ass story.
Yeah, I've hallucinated from sleep deprivation before. It's crazy. Like be fully awake and have a hallucination like that. That's weird.
Yeah, it's a crazy story. But
speaking of crazy, look at this shit, dude.
What is this?
This was recorded. This is some sort of like weather or wave.
Whoa.
Like it senses like waves in the ocean or whatever. These are like, look at this, 48-foot swells or more. And
Well,
it
that's
just like came right off of the coast of Antarctica, headed directly. And then later, when this was like going viral, there was other like community notes on a lot of these.
Yeah.
Here's a different view of it, and this is like right after the eclipse, of course.
That looks weird.
The people who like maintain the software and stuff were like, "Oh, that was just a glitch."
No. So at first I was gonna say this is probably normal because it's off that Horn of Africa, and that's an area where there's rogue waves that freaking hit that area like crazy.
Yeah.
But this looks.
It looks pretty crazy.
Weird.
Yeah. This blew up all over the place.
Do you know what Do you know what that almost looks like? That almost looks like something from outer space, like a comet.
Like an impact?
Yeah, like an impact. Because it's just like. Doof,
yeah, you can see these arches that shows like the direction of these waves and like how far they span out or whatever.
That looks like there was an impact.
It does look that way. I guess there was 2 of them. I think there was 2 of these, like they were calling them anomalies.
Bro, if there's an impact like that, nobody would even know.
Right.
They won't
Especially way
say
down
shit
there.
about it.
Yeah.
That looks like an impact,
This has
in my
been
opinion.
debunked by me.
Yeah, I have no
This was
clue
6
what it
weeks
is.
ago.
I feel like if it was an impact, though, it would spread everywhere. I mean, like, it would spread more in one location if it was on an angle, but I feel like it would also go, like, everywhere else, too.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
not as much.
Well, if it came in,
I don't know.
If it came in like this, and that's why those waves are moving that way.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I have no clue.
Yeah,
what
I
it
don't
is.
know what this is. It's funny that this guy over here was saying this happened like weeks ago and that this was debunked by him or whatever, but like the company that maintains the site was saying, "Oh, that was a glitch or whatever."
Oh no.
That's weird that
If I own
you
a
got one
website-
guy saying this thing and then you got the company saying another thing.
If
see-
I own this website, I would just do stuff like that all the time because it'd be funny as shit.
Right.
Just mess with
Like,
people.
mess with
out.
people.
Go back to. Oh,
Nope. Fuck that up.
you're good. I was gonna say, go back to the beginning of it. You could see how it had those weird patterns, almost like water splashed.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Do you know what
it
I
did
mean?
kind of look that way.
Like something hit, the water splashed, and then it rippled out.
It did kind of look that way a little bit.
That's just in my
Can I-
in my mind. That's where my mind goes. Is it looks almost like an impact of some sort.
It did kind of look that way, yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, screw it.
Screw Washington,
Washington
Post. Can you look
Post.
this up somewhere else, Caleb?
What was it? Lunchables,
Just type in Lunchables and it'll show up.
Lunchables in the news.
Yeah, Lunchables.
Wait, what's wrong with Lunchables?
They're finding PFASs in them, like high levels of PFASs and actually lead.
Oh,
Yeah, right here.
nice.
Is
That's
there
so
lead
awesome.
in Lunchables?
Okay. Where'd it go? Oh.
Right here.
All right, no more Lunchables for your kids.
Well, the
Never
crazy
big-
thing
never
is
been a
that
big fan of Lunchables.
these were given out to kids in schools
In
all over the
schools.
country for years and years and years.
Now I know. Now I understand why I'm kind of mentally
Packed with too much
challenged.
sodium, right? And fucking lead. The in one of these they're not in, it's not mentioned in every article, but in some of them they talk about like concerning levels of lead in them.
Hold on. Hold on.
This one just talks about the sodium. I feel like it goes beyond that. There's like heavy metals and stuff in these
This is where we get taken down from YouTube. You ready?
okay.
Hey,
go for
Mom,
it.
if you're watching, this is all your fault.
Damn.
This is
L-
all your
lead.
fault, Mama.
Lead poisoning. High levels
Sorry.
of right here. High levels of lead and sodium. I want to know like how much though, and like what samples are they pulling from products, and
Yeah.
like how many different lots did they pull from and all that shit.
Well, while we're testing these Lunchables out, how about all that Tyson chicken
Yeah, Tyson chicken.
that comes from China?
Does it really?
Hmm?
I thought there's like whole chicken places here in the U.S.
There are, but there's a lot that is imported from China.
Okay. Not surprising, honestly.
Yeah, Tyson. Yeah. But let's test all that
right
stuff
here.
out.
The advocacy group said it tested 12 store-bought Lunchable products made by Kraft. Oh, I didn't know they were made by Kraft Heinz.
Mm.
All right. Good to know.
Let's test this ketchup.
You know what else is weird about companies like that? Why does Procter & Gamble, the company that makes soap, why do they make cookies and chips and Pringles and...
Don't know.
They're a soap company. Just wondering.
Yeah.
Do they really? Glock sells horse semen. Glock sells
Yeah, you
like
can
the
buy
gun
horse-
company. You
like-
can buy horse semen from them
It's
because the owner of Glock is like a big. Yeah, he's a horse guy.
Oh yeah, he's a big
like-
horse guy.
He's into like
Oh,
he's into
yeah.
like horse showing and shit like that.
No, he's into horse.
yeah,
he's into horse something.
showing. All right. I think he died.
Oh shit, my bad.
Not the guy who invented the Glock. He died not too long ago.
Oh, yeah.
Mitsubishi makes TVs. Texas Instruments makes the viewfinder in the they make calculate. They're the calculator company, but they also make the viewfinder in the Javelin missile system.
Oh, that's interesting.
General Electric made the GAU 8.
Oh yeah, the machine gun that's in
Machine gun,
the
A10.
on the A10.
I
yeah.
saw that. They were like the head. I was like, General Electric? You're
Yeah.
telling me the microwave?
Dude,
and
that-
my...
You know how many companies make shit for military?
Yeah, it's
but I mean
crazy.
that started from like World War II, when a lot of those
Yeah.
companies were everybody was making shit for World War II.
I mean, Lincoln Electric, the big dog of welding,
Yeah.
was doing that for the military. They
Yeah.
had to switch over to welding for the military. I think
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
originally made. I can't actually remember what they originally made, but it was something with electrics, but not with welding at all. But
We got two more
more
things.
things.
We got a hard stop at 4:30. So
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that was
15
about what I was gonna bring it up to as well.
yeah.
More PFAS stuff here. Band-Aid brand, going through it.
Hold on. Wait. So 65% of bandages contain fluorine.
Yep. What else? Yeah, the fluorine.
What is
and over-
fluorine? What is 2 atoms of fluorine?
I don't know.
Fluoride.
Oh, fluoride. Yeah.
Yep.
Is it?
So if fluorine is bad for you,
And you're putting right on an open wound.
yeah, you're putting it right on an open wound. But fluoride we drink.
You're not supposed to, really.
You're not supposed to, but they put it in the water.
Mm-hmm. And in your toothpaste. It's really bad for you if you believe in like
Who else put fluoride? Who else put fluoride in the water throughout history? You know,
I don't know.
Adolf Hitler.
Oh, really?
Yep, because
for what
they
reason?
found out that it lowers the IQ of the populace.
It does?
Mm-hmm.
or they believe that.
No, you can find out. You can find the studies for it.
There is actually a lot of really bad things about fluoride.
There's a proven
Yeah.
study that shows that fluoride will actually lower the IQ of people that ingest it.
I did not know that. Well, good thing I don't really. I have well water.
Yeah, well, yeah, same.
So,
But that's the crazy thing that people. So if you're like, oh, if you start talking about fluoride in the water, then people start calling you conspiracy
Yeah.
theorists. But it's actually been done throughout history.
I don't know. Everything that I've heard good things about it. Obviously, if you have too much, then it's bad for you. But that's what's
You're not.
happening.
It's good for
But-
you. You're not supposed to ingest it.
Yeah.
It's good for you topically.
Yeah, that's why they put it in toothpaste.
And then
Right.
chlorine, that one doesn't really surprise me because alcohols we use on wounds, and alcohol is bad for you. I mean, alcohol is literally just poison.
There's poison.
Yeah.
So and we put alcohol on wounds. So, and
And
it's
we
been
drink
shown
it.
that hydrogen peroxide just kills everything that it touches, basically. And we've always used that on wounds, so that one's
Yeah.
not really that surprising to me. But I mean, PFAS stuff, obviously, that's
Yeah.
plastics and stuff that can be bad for you.
They're talking something new every couple months comes out about PFAS, and this is another example here. 40 bandages from 18 different brands tested for fluorine, detectable in 26 of them. Did they only test for fluorine? Did they test for other PFAS? Yeah, they did a bunch of the major
It's just saying
brands.
fluorine.
Fluorine, okay. Can remain in the environment for years or even decades.
It's because it's bioaccumulative. Same with fluoride.
It builds up.
Builds up over time.
Mm-hmm.
Polytetrafluoroethylene. PTFE. Teflon.
Oh, that's what Coke bottles and shit are made out of too.
Yep.
PTFE. No, not PTFE. PTFE is a lot of like tubing.
Yeah.
Tubes, like medical tubes, is PTFE.
I did want to dig more into the fluoride thing, and I did look it up. I mean, obviously, I looked it up. I mean, so it's not really a big thing, but it does seem like it's pretty good for you, of course, in pretty small amounts. You can't have a lot of it, or else it can cause like joint issues and the brain damage, which would be from low IQ and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here's another one for you.
But that's the thing with like what that says. It's fluorine or fluoride it's bioaccumulative.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something that you can't really get rid of over. It just sits there and builds up. So the more, like with your body is it's kind of like a magnet, or it absorbs all that stuff, and when you're ingesting it, it just sits in your body and builds up over time, and your body has no way of expelling it naturally. So it'll sit there and build up, and then that's where it will bring down IQ levels over a certain amount of time. There is a way to prevent it, especially because it, like fluorine and stuff like that, will calcify your pineal gland and all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
So if you take you have to be really careful, but you can take like an iodine that will decalcify your pineal gland, but you have to be careful on the iodine that you take. You can't just.
I just avoid it.
Yeah. Well, everybody tries to take like the potassium iodide, which potassium in a heavy dose like that's actually a poison.
Right.
So.
Speaking of poison. Speaking of poison, the CDC released hidden treasure of COVID-19 vaccine injury reports. I thought that wasn't a thing. I thought
that's not a thing.
It was safe and effective.
This is a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, the ones that immediately were reported were like the facial paralysis.
Bro, I've had Bell's palsy. That shit sucks.
Does it?
Yeah.
Why did you get it?
Okay, so Bell's palsy, it's it goes along this. It's the same virus that causes chickenpox.
Okay, yeah.
It's a herpes, not the STD form,
but the simplex.
The simplex, yeah. So that when you have chickenpox, that stays in your spinal column.
Okay.
You'll never get rid of that virus if you've had chickenpox.
Yep, I had it.
So it can show up as shingles.
Yep.
And it can show up as Bell's palsy, and then it can show up as, I don't know, some other ones.
So I'm wondering, you just randomly got it? It just happened out of nowhere?
Randomly got it, dude. I was drinking a pop, and I heard like a.
How long ago was this?
Oh, this was probably 10, 12 years, in between 10 and 12 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So I heard like a bing in my ear, and then and then everything like faded out, and it was really weird. And I was like, "What the heck was that?" And then I was trying to drink my pop, and it kept running down my face, and I'm like, "What the hell is going on?" And I didn't notice anything different.
Okay.
And then like my side of my face just felt weird. It just felt strange. And then I went home, and my wife at the time, I was like, my face feels strange, and I can't drink anything. It's just running down my mouth. And then she's like, "Are you having a stroke or something? Like, what's going on?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Hey, can you smile?" So I tried smiling, and only half the side of my face went up.
Oh, that's
and a
fucking
smile. And she's
weird.
like, "Are you?" She started freaking out.
Right.
And she's like, "Are you having a stroke?" I'm like, "I don't think so. I feel fine. It's just I don't know what's going on."
Huh.
So and then when I went to the hospital, come to find out it was Bell's palsy.
How long did it last?
Oh, like 5-6 months.
Damn. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. The whole side of my face was. Dude, every night I had to tape my eye shut.
What
to go to
in the
sleep
hell?
because I couldn't move my eyelid.
That's fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, Well, I wonder if some people who got the vaccine got it. I almost wonder if it was like a trigger for the
So I would almost bet because when the vaccine was made, they put a bunch of different stuff in it,
Mhm.
including the T cells and
Mhm.
for the spike proteins. There's probably a part of that they put in there that has similarities or that are identically DNA related to the herpes simplex virus.
kind of like the people that were talking about what is that? Oh, I can't remember. There's another disease that people were speculating was like in the vaccine that
Yeah,
could have been activated by like frequencies or something. Remember we talked about it before.
Yeah, I don't
remember what that was.
But they used the T cells from
Marburg virus.
Marburg, yep. They used the T cells from the HIV virus.
Okay.
They used they took T cells from an HIV virus, put it onto the spike protein, so that way that they could use the T cells from HIV to attack the coronavirus. You can actually find that they
That's
used
fucked up.
the T cells from an HIV virus.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Put it on the spike protein, and that was the vaccine that they gave people. There was a whole theory out there that everybody that received the vaccine, there was a theory for a while that the vaccine actually gave people HIV.
I wonder if there is a certain percentage
And I
where
don't-
that's the truth.
And I don't know if it's the truth or not. There was a theory about it.
There could have
because
been-
they said that they used the T cells from HIV and put it with the spike protein. And then
I feel like that would only just be possible for people who would be more susceptible to than others to get it and got it.
that had a lower immune system that died earlier. Yeah.
Wow.
Because if your immune system was weaker than others and you took that,
Yeah.
it would probably be easier to have an outcome where you actually got an HIV virus from something like that.
I'm just gonna do a.
Maybe.
Huh? Oh, I forgot he was in here. I'm gonna do a quick. Let's do a quick sweep of
Yeah, we got-
anything that's breaking because it seems like every time we end the
Bro.
stream, it's like, dude, check this out. This was happened while we were on stream.
Yeah, what was it? Well, when was the last
It was-
time Caleb was here? So there was the Bible. They started when they put Easter as the trans
Oh, the
awareness
Day of Visibility or whatever.
visibility or whatever. That like that same day that we're streaming, they're burning like Bibles and stuff and all kinds of. You didn't see that?
Oh yeah.
Well, we didn't talk about it, and then we seen it afterwards, and it was like, what the hell?
It's
And then
every
my-
time we look. The one before that, it was like right after you left was when the attack in Moscow happened.
Oh yeah, yep, the attack in
It
Moscow.
was like
and
right
then-
after we finished our stream, and it was during the stream when it was happening.
Right, and then the day I brought up P Diddy.
Yeah, and then-
I talked about P Diddy. The day after is when they went after her.
Yeah.
I'm like,
We'll just do.
I feel special.
I know. Let's see if there's anything kind of. Yeah, we're calling it, but
I
I
have
just want
no-
to make sure there isn't anything like
Yeah,
breaking right now.
I have no special knowledge of anything.
Iran is blaming the UN. You made us do it. Okay.
The funny thing
Jordan's,
is there's
Jordan's like,
probably
please make it stop.
the funny thing about that statement is there's probably some truth into that.
Oh, most likely. There's probably some truth to it. I
Of
believe
the-
that.
Iran blaming the UN. That's possible.
It is possible. Jordan to the U.S. Please stop World War III. Don't rely on the U.S. to stop anything. They're going to start everything.
Mm-hmm.
There's Klaus Schwab. Iran will pay. So they're just going to do an unending loop of retaliatory strikes.
Yeah, that's
I mean, my stance here is like if you're going to be attacking each other, just do it.
right. Just go.
Like,
Just go.
why missiles?
Right.
Be a man, fight each other face to face.
Hand to hand.
Hand to hand, that's right. Just get it over with.
All right, just go hand to hand.
Hand to hand, that's right.
Make the square. Like old Vikings, man.
Mm-hmm.
Make the square.
Israel to retaliate in the next 24 to 48. I really don't think it's gonna happen. Like Iran said the same thing, and they waited over a week to do it.
You got 1 minute. No,
1
I'm just
minute.
kidding. Yeah.
Ceasefire deal on the table, doubtful.
Nah, these
it
people
seems
are
like
all...
I'll check here real quick. Pretty decent sources for stuff. Last 12 hours, yeah. I think that'll do it.
That'll do it. No breaking news. As soon as we get off the stream, something is going to happen.
Yep.
So, hey, whatever happens,
Keep
happens.
your eyes peeled.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Well, that was fun. It was kind of chaotic at the beginning with the dog.
Yeah, that's
wanting to
okay.
be all bitey and shit. That's all right.
Little land shark, man.
Yeah.
But, all right.
Take
Have
it
a good
easy.
night.
Do all the things like
Do all the
share,
things, yeah.
subscribe, hit the bell, do all that stuff.
The thing down there.
This, that, and the
whatever.
other.
I don't know. All that stuff.
Yeah. Have a good rest of your weekend or your week. All the things.